Rex McGee with the
Atlanta, to the visiting
honorary
team,
coin toss.
This is heads. This is tails. Will you make your choice when the coin is in the air, please? Heads is the call. It is heads. You've won the choice. You will receive. Green Bay, you will kick. You will kick the way you're standing. Thank you.
All right, the Falcons will be moving left-right as we view them here at the Lambeau Field press box. Falcons in their white jerseys, black helmets. The Green Bay Packers in gold trousers, green jerseys, and gold helmets. And as you heard from referee Dick Hantak, the Atlanta Falcons called heads. It fell heads, and the first break of the day goes to Atlanta as the Falcons will begin this game on offense. As we take a look at that before the kickoff returns with Jamal Anderson and Eric Metcalf back deep for the Falcons. Craig Hayward needs to rush 15 times. Have I pointed that out during the season? Atlanta's won 8 of their last 9 when Craig Hayward carries the ball 15 times or more. Hayward only 1 fumble every 91 carries. He's protected the ball well. And the Falcons are tied with Green Bay in fewest turnovers in the NFL, 21 each in 16 games. Might mention one other thing while we're having our optimistic cap on for the Falcons before this game begins. The red zone offense that's been so criticized about the run and shoot, unable to score well inside the 20. In the last 8 games, the offense has scored touchdowns 16 out of 26 times inside the 20. That's a 62% rate, and has scored a touchdown or a field goal 22 of 26 times, an 85% rate, and that's right near the top of the NFL statistics. I'll add one more stat for you to get your positive cap on. The Falcons scored on the opening drive in 7 of their last 8 games. So we are ready to get underway here. The kicker for Green Bay is 7-year veteran from Texas, El Paso, Chris Jackie. He's a good kicker on this field. He's used to it, knows how to play the loose turf and the mud, and is, Bill Fralic said earlier, might even have a slight advantage over the great future Hall of Famer Morton Anderson for the Falcons because of his familiarity with this turf. So Chris Jackie will kick off, and the Falcons will have back to take this kickoff Jamal Anderson and Eric Metcalf. And Jamal Anderson does a heck of a job returning the punt. The kick, he returned one out to the 37-yard line late in the ball game. That was a key play last week against San Francisco. And Metcalf, of course, is a threat all the time to go all the way. Light snow is falling as we are underway from Lambeau Field. The kick, a line drive. Metcalf from the 7, right up the middle to the 20. Now right side, 25-30. Metcalf drives it to the 34-yard line. And the Falcons will set up play with good field position. He was tackled by Travis Jervey, who is the rookie running back from the Citadel. So the Atlanta Falcons out here at Lambeau Field. They spotted on the right hash mark in white jerseys, black helmets. The Falcons hope they have the right cleats on for today's ball game. Green Bay plays a 4-3 defense. The players on the field for Green Bay cheering the crowd on to get some noise as the Falcons go into their standard 4 set, meaning 2 receivers left and 2 right. Single setbacks Ironhead. At the line, Jeff George rolls right. Throws quickly, incomplete. Out at the 39-yard line, intended for Bert Emanuel. Pass was low. Emanuel couldn't handle it.
Green Bay's playing a 4-2 right now with the strong safety walked up, almost like a 4-3 Butler up there. So it looks like early they want to keep the Falcons from running the football and force them to complete and beat them through the air. And, right off the bat, looked like the receivers were slipping and sliding. Well, they got to get used to this condition.
Second down, 10 Atlanta from the 33.5, actually. Jeff George behind center, Roman Fortin, who played a whale of a game last week against the 49ers. George with a snap, looks to the left side. Now to the middle, now goes long. It's picked off back there by George Teague going down the right side. Teague at the 25, at the 20. Cuts to the middle of the field, is hit at the 22, and down he goes. Jeff George, second pass into the waiting arms of George Teague, the free safety from Alabama, his 3rd pickoff of the year, and this crowd is rowdy.
That was great coverage by Teague. George tried to make a long pass back across the middle over to the other side, and it was blanket coverage there, and Teague just made a good play in the ball covering Mathis. Again, You cannot afford to turn the ball over in foreign territory and expect to win the football game. You looked at it yesterday, Philadelphia and Detroit, perfect example.
Not to mention Miami at Buffalo. In motion, Edgar Bennett out of the backfield as Brett Favre throws out to the left side. It's complete to Anthony Morgan, and he gets 9 or 10 yards to the 11-yard line before D.J. Johnson makes the stop. Let's have a look at this Green Bay offensive team. Brett Favre, who's thrown 38 touchdown passes, the only player in the history of the league who's thrown more in a single season is Dan Marino, who had 48 one year and 44 another. Edgar Bennett has 7 touchdowns, 3 running, 4 receiving. Dorsey Levens, former Georgia Tech player, has 7 TDs, 3 running and 4 receiving. Morgan, Shimura, and Brooks are the most dangerous receivers. This is first down 10. Favre waiting. Now he's running out of the pocket to the right side. Under pursuit. Incomplete as he throws it over to the right side. Down to the 7-yard line. Intended for Antonio Freeman, their 3rd-round draft choice from Virginia Tech.
Well, there was great coverage there. Finally, the Falcons had, and they were in a run-and-shoot look there. So there you go. People do believe inside the 20-yard line you can't score with a run-and-shoot type offense, and Green Bay was in there. But great coverage by the secondary. Brett was forced out of the pocket and then tried to whip one in, and even his receivers slipped there. So both teams are affected somewhat by the field conditions.
2 receivers left, 1 to the right side. Second down 10 from the 11-yard line. Whistle throws a flag. The official throws a flag and blows the whistle and comes up to talk to the offensive line of the Green Bay Packers. Again, our referee today is Dick Hantat.
False start. Offense number 72. Went to a 3-point stance. Came back up prior to the snap.
All right, Earl Dotson, their 3rd-year right tackle, who's got his hands full today against Chuck Smith. Sometimes Pierce Holt moves the ball back, and this will make it even tougher now for the Packers. Second down 15 from their 16-yard line, and give the Falcons some more hope to hold this team out of the end zone at least after the interception by Jeff George on his 2nd pass play of the day. Now splitting wide to the right side is Robert Brooks. Morgan out of Tennessee to the left side. Split backs, Favre to throw. In the pocket, it's a screen pass to Edgar Bennett, and he's hit behind the line and dropped at the 20 by Alton Montgomery. It'll bring up 3rd down and about 18 yards.
Yeah, the Packers tried a slow developing screen there, sucked the defensive lineman in there, but Alton Montgomery made a great play there, fought through the block of Aaron Taylor and made the play. Great play by Alton Montgomery. Defense coming up big so far after that big turnover by Teague.
3 wideouts in there for the Green Bay Packers on 3rd down 19. Packers have to get inside the 2 for the first down. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left side. Favre with a snap. Straight back. Now under pressure. He goes down! And penalty markers are down 2. Preliminary call holding Green Bay. They get Favre all the way back at the 29-yard line, and it was Chris Dolman, his first sack since 6 games ago in his 10th of the year.
Yep, and he was the recipient of that because up the middle, Jumpy Geathers in particular, got great penetration there, forced Brett to try and roll out of that.
Offense number 73. Penalty is declined. 4th down.
So it's not holding, it's clipping. Nevertheless, the penalty is declined. The Falcon defense that played so well against San Francisco last week has been marvelous on this Green Bay possession. Green Bay started this drive with a first down pass play to the 12-yard line of Atlanta after the interception. Then the Falcons drove them back in 3 plays to their own 28. So now we have a 46-yard Chris Jackie field goal. He's 17 of 23 on the season. He has kicked 1 of 51 yards so far. There's a snap. Ball is down, and it is no good. Wide to the left side. Wow, do the Falcons get a break there? Jeff George throws the interception on his 2nd pass play of the day, and the Green Bay Packers are unable to scratch. We'll be back after these messages on the Atlanta Falcons Football Network. Falcons defense steps up big, holds Green Bay out of the end zone to get no points. Falcons have the ball at the point that ball was kicked out to the 36-yard line. Fred Khalil, Jeff George threw the interception. What's going on with Jeff and his dizziness and his ear and his concussion and sore neck?
Well, he's been fitted with a special pad in his helmet. Can't pull the equipment man. Fitted him with a special pad in that helmet, but he's feeling fine so far.
It's first down and 10 Falcons in motion from the right to the left goes Terrence Mathis. Single setbacks, Ironhead. Hasn't carried the ball yet. Falcons only had 2 plays. Audible being called by George. Handoff, Ironhead runs to the right side. Packers are there to stop in. It looked as though Hayward couldn't get any footing on the loose sod out to the middle. Fred Khalil, back to you. What about the condition of the field? We're talking about it. We walked on it beforehand. It looks to me as though the players are slipping and sliding.
Well, you know, I saw a divot out there just before the game, and I went out and stepped on it. It's just mush. So you got a really kind of a soupy situation out there. Exactly. On the hash mark out.
Second down, 11. Emmanuel to the right side, split wide. J.J. Burton starting this game, split wide to the left. This is second down, 11. It's a 4-set wide receiver. Jeff George looks to the left, now to the right, now rolls out of the pocket. Throwing on the run, has Metcalf open at the 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Eric Metcalf. Jeff George burns Green Bay with the touchdown pass to Eric Metcalf of 65 yards.
Newsome and Pryor were the recipients of that flamethrower that George just threw there. Pretty good pressure by the Green Bay Packers. Jeff did a good job of getting out of the pocket right there and then whipping a big league throw down to Eric Metcalf, who was running free after those two guys converged on Roel Preston instead of Eric Metcalf. Great throw, great play by Jeff George. I was just about to say before the play, you got to play with in the vest here and don't lose the game. Then he comes out and does that. So I'm glad you guys didn't let me talk before that play.
Eric Metcalf was wide open down the sideline. He caught the ball at about the 25-yard line and ran it in. Morton Anderson's point after is good, and the Falcons lead 7-0 at Lambeau Field, and that sure took some of the enthusiasm out of the 60,700 here. We'll be back after these messages on the Atlanta Falcons Football Network. So the Falcons, Jeff George, get these statistics early in the game. 1 for 3 for 65 yards, 1 TD, and 1 interception. He's filled up the entire column. That 65-yarder is a record setter, Bill Fralic.
Yeah, exactly. Longest one in Falcon history. Prior was 61 yards by Chris Miller down in New Orleans.
Talking about Falcons playoff history, of course.
Yes.
12 minutes to go in the first quarter, and Atlanta leads 7-0 on the 65-yard Jeff George to Eric Metcalf touchdown pass. Antonio Freeman and Travis Jervey are back deep. Ball comes down to Freeman at about the 14. Freeman has big running room out to the 35, to the 40, and to midfield to the 48-yard line of Atlanta. First of all, it was not a good kickoff by Morton Anderson, who's looking down to his cleats as though he slipped when he kicked it, and it was an excellent return. The Falcons special team failed them on that play, and now the Packers, trailing 7-0, have the second drive set up here at the 49-yard line. Their first drive started inside the Falcon 20.
48-yard line, first down.
Brett Favre, 2 out of 3 for only 8 yards. Edgar Bennett ran it once for a loss of 3. Double tight ends, Keith Jackson and Mark Chmura. They're both good. Here's a play fake, and they throw it to Chmura on the right side. He gets about 12 yards to the 37-yard line. Mark Chmura, the Pro Bowler tight end in his 4th year from Boston College, tackled by Kevin Ross.
Yeah, how about Keith Jackson? They traded for him this year. Expect him to come in to be the Pro Bowler. He never showed up until about 6 games left in the season because the whole knot didn't want to come to Green Bay. What do they do? Chmura goes out and has a Pro Bowl year. There he's the recipient of a fake to the left. Brett rolls out right, hits him wide open in the flat.
Slot left formation for the Packers on 1st and 10 at the Atlanta 35-yard line. Packers going right-left. Here's the handoff to Edgar Bennett. Edgar Bennett drives inside the 30 to the 27. Bennett gets about 7 yards on the play. Pierce Holt makes the tackle.
That was just that lead draw that they run that, again, the same type of offense that the 49ers ran at the Falcons faced a week ago. And Bennett came out, and he looks like he's limping, hobbling off there. And which may be good for the Falcons, obviously.
Edgar Bennett goes out. Dorsey Levens is in there at the running back spot. They're in a slot right formation with double tight ends and 1 setback for 2nd down 2 from the 27. Chmura in motion to the right side. The pass is complete for the first down, and out of bounds at the 21-yard line goes Robert Brooks. the tremendous receiver who replaced Sterling Sharp in their lineup, and Sharp retired, and Kevin Ross made the stop of Brooks from South Carolina.
Even though the Falcons scored on that big touchdown pass, I still think this game is going to boil down to, with the way the conditions are, that you're going to have to take little bits and pieces and not beat yourself and not turn the ball over. And a team that does that is going to win this football game.
Slot right formation now. First down 10 from just outside the 20-yard line. Green Bay, handoff. Goes to the left side to Levens. Levens driving for about 5 yards. DJ Johnson makes the stop. The offensive line of Rutgers, Taylor, Winters, Galbraith, and Dotson, plus those big tight ends. Shimura's 250 pounds, and Keith Jackson's 260 pounds. And this is a team that can run the football, and the Falcons' Mo Gardner is slow to get up down at the 15-yard line.
They like to pass the ball, but, if you let that running game get on track, then you really got your hands full as a defense trying to contain them, because with Brett Favre back there, he's a big enough running threat on his own to not let them get those running backs wound up and ground game rolling that way, too, to be able to have much success defensing them.
This injury timeout is sponsored by Piedmont Hospital, celebrating 90 years of medical excellence. So Mo Gardner goes down. I see Jumpy Gathers coming onto the field for the Atlanta Falcons. There will be second down 5 from the 16. We're going to get a full timeout now, called by Dick Hantack. We'll be back after these messages on the Atlanta Falcons Football Network. In the first quarter from Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Atlanta leading 7-0. Packers have it 2nd and 5 at the Falcons' 16-yard line. Mo Gardner injured on the last play, helped off the field. Jumpy Gathers is in to play his spot at the right tackle. And Edgar Bennett, who limped off for Green Bay, also back out on the field. Second down 5, Packers from the 16. Green Bay with 3 wideouts. Remember, they play that San Francisco 49ers type West Coast offense. Brett Favre with the snap. Handoff Bennett. Bennett looking for room, finding none. Maybe a yard to the 15-yard line. Jesse Tuggle made the stop. And Fred Khalil, do you have any information on the situation with Mo Gardner?
Yes, I do. He has a left thigh bruise. And Bill Fralic, on a cold day like this, that's going to be a little bit tough to get loosened up, isn't it?
Well, yeah, but it won't be tightened up right now. That's like ice, rubbing ice on it right now. It's probably numb, and he can't feel it, and he looks like he's ready to get back in there.
Big conversion. Third down 3, Packers from the 14 of Atlanta. Shimura in motion to the left side. Favre looking, throwing right across the middle. It is complete to Brooks for the first down at the 8-yard line. Favre had plenty of time to look first to the left, then to the right, and then find Robert Brooks on a crossing pattern inside the 10-yard line.
Yeah, Brett does a good job of biding time out there. Brooks was in the slot, and he just took a few steps out and then came right across the middle, knew where the first down marker was, got in front of there. And Brett had a good enough protection by his offensive line that he could have really thrown it to Brooks or hit Bennett out in the flat.
Favre sets him now. First down goal at the 8. Green Bay. Green jerseys, gold pants, moving right to left. Play fake. Favre throws it right across the middle. It's almost picked off. It was tipped at the line by Chuck Smith.
They do so many misdirections in that. They got back stoned every which way. And that defensive lineman and linebackers, you're sitting there looking at them. They're wondering, where in the heck is this ball going? But Chuck Smith was coming in right on Brett Favre, jumped up and made a good bat of the pass, and almost into the hands of Jesse Tuggle. Our spotter, Kim Anderson, despite the cold, doing his usual good job of keeping the little blue pins stuck in the spotting board. Critical factor in our broadcast. Second down goal from the 8, Green Bay. Slot left, split backs. Now in motion, the tight end, Chimura, left to right. Here's a handoff. Bennett right up the middle. Bennett 5, touchdown! Edgar Bennett right up the middle from 8 yards out. Excellent job of running. That was Bennett's 4th rushing touchdown of the year, and the Packers are a point away from tying this game. Bennett just jumped into their stand, so he may not be back for the rest of the game, but that was just a good old simple draw play. Got great push by his offensive line up the middle with Frank Winters, Harry Galbraith, and Aaron Taylor. Just got into their guys and blew them right back there. Aaron Taylor in particular did a good job of just knocking people off the ball.
Chris Jackie for the point after now with 8:17 to go in the first period. Ball's down, kick is up, and it is good. And it's a tie game, 7-7. Falcons scored the quick way on the 65-yard pass from Jeff George to Eric Metcalf, and the Packers scored thanks to an excellent kickoff return to the 48 of Atlanta, so they had only a short route to go to tie it up. Back after these messages on the Atlanta Falcons Football Network. Well, the Cheeseheads are cheering here at Lambeau Field. The crowd went crazy on that drive. 48 yards in 8 plays, 3 minutes and a half, and tied it 7-7. The key play there clearly was the Antonio Freeman kickoff return on a poor kickoff by Morton Anderson. Let's see how Chris Jackie does with the kickoff. His is going to be short too. Metcalf at the 15 to the 20 to the 25. Out to the 30. Avoids one tackler and gets to the 34. Not as effective as Freeman, but still pretty good field position. So the kickoffs are definitely not carrying in this outdoor weather here at Lambeau Field, and the Falcons tied at 7 have the ball 1st and 10 from the 35.
Well, the reason they're not carrying is these guys aren't getting great footing and able to get much behind those kicks. So, you know, again, field position is going to be a critical factor today, and right now the Falcons are getting killed when you average where their beginning of their drives start.
Falcons haven't penetrated the Green Bay 50 except for the bomb, the touchdown bomb. 1st down 10, Atlanta from the 35. They're in a 3-1 set now with a single setback. Ironhead, the 3 wideouts to the left. Jeff George waiting. Down at the 28-yard line. Excellent coverage. Sean Jones with his 10th sack of the year.
Again, you can't beat yourselves, and right there Jeff had plenty of time, good coverage, but when there's plenty of time, you don't want to give the other team a big play, and a sack is a real big play. Listen to this crowd is just getting more fired up, and you've got a 12th man you got to deal with. Green Bay is good enough that, you know, 11 on 11 is tough enough. When you got 12 of them over there, it makes it that much more difficult.
Loss of 7, 2nd down 17 from the 28. The 44th time this year that Jeff George has gone down via the sack. George with a snap, handoff, Ironhead Hayward has some running room out across the 35, and he bangs his way to the 38-yard line. That's a gain of nearly 10 yards for Ironhead Hayward. Craig Newsome, the rookie, and George Teague, the free safety from Alabama, made the stop. So the Falcons will have it 3rd down now, and let's say 7 at the 38-yard line.
Yeah, you think Craig Hayward would be ideal in this kind of game where the field is kind of sloppy. But again, I think that you got to beat the team that's going to win the game is going to have a lot of the 5 and 6, 7-yard pass completions and not the big bombs.
Falcons in the 4 set. Set to the left of George in the backfield is Hayward. 3rd down 7 from the 38 of Atlanta. Falcons going left-right. Midway. Fumble. Jeff George picks it up, gives it to Ironhead anyway. Ironhead broke out of the pack, but they blow the play dead, and they're going to spot him down at about the 35. Now Ironhead and a couple of the Green Bay Packers have a few words with each other. Ironhead gets patted on the top of the head by Gilbert Brown, which I'm sure thrilled him, and the Falcons will have to punt it away.
Yeah, George bobbled that ball on the snap, and I don't know whose fault it was, but he bobbled it and able to get it off into Craig's hand. But then 21 Newsome was pushing Ironhead after the play. Can't wait to see him square up against Craig when Craig's got a head of steam to see how tough he is then.
So Straczynski will take the punt snap at his own 21-yard line. Antonio Freeman deep, averages about 8 yards per punt return, stands at his 20. Straczynski gets away a pretty good punt. It's taking Freeman to his right. He catches it there and bobbles it at the 21, but then falls on it. Freeman looked like he was going to call for a fair catch, didn't, and of course then took the risk of getting hit. He's a rookie, 3rd-round choice from Virginia Tech. So the Green Bay Packers now with what you'd call normal field position for a drive. We're tied at 7, 6:12 to go in the first quarter. We're going to pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Atlanta Falcons Football Network.
You've got the NFL playoffs on FM as your Atlanta Falcons take on Green Bay, Wisconsin on your first choice for classic rock, WZGC Atlanta Z93.
Breaking out of the huddle, the Green Bay Packers. 1st down 10 from their 22-yard line. Green Bay going right-left. 6:12 to go, first quarter. In the pro set formation now. Split backs behind Favre. Falcons are blitzing. Favre has got good protection. He's going deep, single coverage. Robert Brooks incomplete. Penalty markers are down.
Terrible call.
Davis covering Robert Brooks, and a flag is down at about the 43-yard line of Atlanta.
Terrible call against the Falcons here. Ron Davis had good coverage playing the football.
Pass interference against Atlanta.
First down.
And it'll be signaled a first down, and the spot of the foul, they're saying, was the 43 of Atlanta.
Incidental contact is my interpretation of this. Brooks bumped into one another going for that ball. Great coverage by Ron Davis. Terrible call against the Falcons, and they're waving it off. Looks like one of the...
Interference is accepted. First down, spot of the foul.
Yeah, the reason they were waving it off is the referee, for some unknown reason, signaled pass interference and then signaled that the Green Bay Packers declined it, which of course they didn't. First and 10 Packers, 2 receivers left, 1 right. The line of scrimmage now at the 43 of Atlanta. Edgar Bennett running to the left, trying to cut back against the grain, and takes a punishing hit after a gain of about 4 at the 38-yard line of Atlanta.
I can't get over the terrible call that was there. Ron Davis had good coverage all along, made a good play in the ball. He and Brooks were both looking up at it as it came upon them, and they kind of bumped into one another, and that's not interference in my book.
Yeah, it was a 34-yard penalty, so that's the biggest play of the day for Green Bay, and it was made by the back judge, Paul Baertz. Backs in an eye. Favre hands up, play fake, throws right side. It's complete to Robert Brooks, first down, inside the Falcon 30 to the 28-yard line. Pierce Holt makes the stop. These Packers are tough enough to stop without the help of the man in the striped shirts. Green Bay on the season, remember, passed for 4,413 yards, 7th-ranked offense in the NFL, 3rd in passing. One of the other keys to Green Bay's season is they've lost only 6 fumbles all year. They, too, protect the ball. First down, 10 from the 28 of Atlanta. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Handoff, Bennett runs right down the middle, finds running room to the 20. He's about 2 or 3 yards short of the first down.
They like to run that quick power draw and then run play action off of it. And their offensive line does a good job of getting into the D-line here and just getting them off the ball. But then they run so many play actions off of it that sometimes it causes guys to be frozen in what, is going on there. And Brett Favre, again, they've done a good job of taking what the field conditions will give them, which is 6-7 yard plays, and not turning the ball over and not having negative plays.
2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right side. On second down, 2 just outside the 20 of Atlanta. Favre gives to Bennett, big hole. Bennett driving inside the 15 to the 13. First down, Packers. The game is tied at 7. 4:03 remaining in the first quarter. Green Bay started this drive on the 22-yard line of Green Bay. Were aided by a questionable pass interference call against Ron Davis that gave up 34 yards at the spot of the foul. And now Green Bay is threatening first down and 10 from the 14 of Atlanta.
As long as that interior offensive line of the Green Bay Packers continues to manhandle the Falcons, it's going to be an extremely long day for the Falcon defense.
Mo Gardner, by the way, is back in there at defensive tackle. First and 10 from the 14. Favre waiting, throwing right side. Wide open in the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Robert Brooks. The Packers lead it 13-7.
Must have been a coverage breakdown there, either on Darnell Walker getting beat or what, but I think they just thought there was going to be safety protecting him in the back there, and there wasn't. Brooks just pretty much ran straight down the field unimpeded. Darnell seemed to slip a little bit. Again, his field conditions favor the receiver who knows what he's doing as opposed to the DB who's got to react, and that's where field condition will really come back to haunt you.
Chris Jackie in. He's the right-footed kicker. Ball is down. Kick is up and good. And the Packers lead it by a score of 14-7. The Falcons are lucky that it's not 21-0. because on the second pass play of the day, Jeff George threw an interception, but Green Bay was held by a tenacious Falcon defense. The field goal was missed by Jackie. Falcons came back with a long bomb to take the 7-0 lead, but now on 2 consecutive possessions, the Packers have put the ball into the end zone and lead by a score of 14-7. The big play on that drive, the 34-yard pass interference call against Ron Davis.
Well, I don't know. The Falcons are lucky. They played great defense there that first drive to keep them out of the end zone, pushed them back. It's really the only time where I think they had a negative yardage play against the Packers, but the Falcons have had a bunch of them so far. This game is tough enough to win in foreign country against a very good football team without making it easier or more difficult for yourself and easier for them. How do you do that? You just got to be real careful. You got to play within yourselves and not try and kill them with one play, but just execute and hit the 5- and 6-yard outs and crossing patterns and take what they give you. And this field will allow you to do that because you're not going to get a great pass rush of the opposing team. But again, the Falcons haven't done a good job of doing that. They had the one big play. Other than that, they haven't done much.
Here's the kickoff, again high and short. Metcalf at the 14, head of steam, right side. Metcalf to the 25, to the 26, and down. Excellent coverage by the Green Bay Packers. They seem to be playing with momentum at this moment with 3:17 to go in the first half from Lambeau Field. In case you're joining us late, the Atlanta Falcons scored first on a 65-yard bomb, but since then on 2 consecutive possessions, the Packers have answered with touchdowns and lead 14-7. The weather conditions here today, 30 degrees, some light snow flurries are falling. The wind chill factor about 20. The wind only a slight breeze of about 5 miles an hour. The field is warm, but it's wet and muddy. First down 10, Jeff George. Tight end Mitch Lyons in there. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left side. George to Ironhead Hayward, runs right side. Ironhead gets about 2, and he's tackled at the 29-yard line.
Packers are running like a 3-3 defense. They're changing up quite a bit from a 4-2 with the safety walk and a 4-3 look to a 3-3 with 3 down linemen and 3 linebackers. And they keep jumping around, giving the Falcons a lot of different looks. I thought there the Falcon offensive line got off the football pretty good, but the corners came down, stuck their head in there, and kept Ironhead from making a fairly decent game.
Falcons in the 4 set with their receivers. Second down 7 from the Atlanta 29. Jeff George with a snap from Thornton. Rolls to the right side. Screen pass Ironhead. Hit as he catches it for a loss in the backfield. It was Fred Strickland, their middle linebacker, who came over to make the play. Strickland, who missed 4 games with a sore knee, came back to play against Pittsburgh last week, and they sorely miss him. Remember, the Packers lost Bryce Popp to the Buffalo Bills to free agency, and they're slightly weak at the linebacker position. So the Falcons now, after that nice play by Fred Strickland, will go to a 3rd down 12 from the Atlanta 25, trailing 14-7, minute 57 to go in the first quarter. 2 left and 2 right for Jeff George. Crowd with all this noise. George looking to the left, now back to the right. He waits, he runs to the right out of the pocket. Running, throwing. Has Terrence Mathis at the 45-40, 35-30. Mathis is knocked out of bounds at the Green Bay 20. Once again, Jeff George flushed from the pocket, finds a back down the right sideline. The first time it was a 65-yard TD. This time a 52-yard pass to Terrence Mathis, who's knocked out at the 20-yard line.
Great protection by the offensive line. He had all day in there, and then they finally started breaking down, and he bought some time by running out in the flat. Terrence did a good job of improvising once again and getting open there. But again, I think the Falcons have got to be more consistent. They've had 2 big plays and nothing else to amount to much.
Minute 23 to go in the quarter. Atlanta now threatening to tie it. First down 10 from the 20-yard line of Green Bay. Jeff George gives it to Ironhead, tries it up the middle, breaks 1 tackle, but no more to the 19, and down goes Hayward. Gilbert Brown makes the stop there.
It's going to be tough road to hoe up the middle if the Falcons expect to get a running game up there. Jurkovic and Brown, 2 road hogs there that, if the Packers could just as easily put them on offense, and they'd fit right in there with the guts that they have and the bodies that they have, and it's going to be very tough to move those two out of the middle.
45 seconds to go in the quarter for Atlanta. Second down 9 from the 19 in the 4 set with the wide receivers. Jeff George behind Fortin. Looks to his right, now back to the left. It's complete at the 15-yard line. The receiver, J.J. Burden, caught it for a gain of about 6 or 7 and then fell down on that slippery turf.
I think you got to give the field the initial hit on that one, don't you?
That's about 4 tackles the field has made.
Exactly.
In the first quarter.
I think walking around down there and talking to everybody, nobody expected the field to be as slippery as it's turning out to be right now. And again, though, I think there's little passes like that. The Falcons are going to have to make a lot of those, make hay with those, and then get the big plays every now and then. But, 2 big plays they've had so far, not much more, where the Packers have had good field position and they've moved the ball much more consistently.
So that's the end of the first quarter with the Packers leading 14-7. Falcons will have it 3rd down 3 at the 13 when we return. You're listening to the Falcons on radio. Bob, Neal, Bill Fralic back with you to begin the second quarter. Fred Khalil is on the sideline. Fred, looks like some flurries are falling.
Yeah, the snow's coming down pretty good, actually. It's kind of neat.
Don't throw a snowball. You know what'll happen to you, buddy.
I'll go to jail. I don't want to do that.
Yeah, well, just put it down right now. Just drop it.
Put it. Make one, Fred. Put it in your pocket. Take it back to Arizona with you tonight.
Yeah.
Just say don't. Bert Emanuel splits wide to the right. Burden to the left. Falcons 3rd and 3 at the Green Bay 13. Atlanta now going right-left. Jeff George behind Roman Fortin. Backpedals, lobs it into the end zone. Burden, touchdown, it falls loose. Incomplete. Burden had it, dropped it when he went down. Excellent coverage by Lenny McGill and much maligned cornerback for the Packers. It will be 4th down and 3, and the Falcons bring on Morton Anderson. This will be about a 31-yard field goal. Morton Anderson is virtually perfect for his career from this distance, but do remember this, the field is in terrible, terrible condition.
That was a good throw by Jeff George. Threw it in the only place that he could have to have a chance for the touchdown, and Burden could have made the catch, but just couldn't come down with it.
The ball was spotted left side hash mark from the 31. Straczynski puts it down, kick is up, and it is good. And that's 55 in a row from inside the 35 in his career for Morton Anderson. And we've got ourselves a ball game. Packers 14, Falcons 10, just 7 seconds gone in the second quarter. Back after these messages on the Atlanta Falcons Football Network. Well, the Atlanta Falcons have pulled to within 14-10 here with 14:53 to go in the first half at Lambeau Field in Green Bay. Morton Anderson hits the 31-yard field goal. Falcons drove it 73 yards in 7 plays in 3 minutes 24 seconds. The big play was George to Mathis on 55-yarder. On a broken play, really. Jeff George was flush from the pocket, rolled out, and found Mathis for the big play to set up the field goal. Another short kickoff. It comes down to the 23-yard line. The Green Bay Packers out to the 33. Antonio Freeman gets it. Morton Anderson having a heck of a time kicking the ball on this wet surface. He did hit the 31-yard field goal, but his kickoffs have been right around the 15 to the 25-yard line.
Giving the return guys plenty of opportunity, and the Falcons have had this same opportunity to catch the ball on a run and then pick up some big yardage. And there was a great hit there by Lorenzo Styles. I thought he may have knocked the ball loose, but it was a big hit by him.
Lorenzo Styles, a linebacker of the future for the Falcons, the 3rd-round draft choice from Ohio State, mostly special teams this year. First down 10, Packers from their own 34, going left, right, Favre, waiting, pops it across the middle. It's complete for a gain of about 4. Ball pops loose, so mark it incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10. Shimura has it raked out of there by Jesse Tuggle.
Yeah, Falcons fake Jesse up the middle there. They're giving them, they're bouncing around just like the Packers are, giving the offense a lot of different looks. There, Jesse faked the blitz up the middle and came off, then made the hit to knock that ball loose before he actually got control of it.
Weather, except for the wet field, not much of a factor today. Very slight breeze, some fog. As a matter of fact, the big charter of Falcon fans coming up from Atlanta couldn't get off the ground in Atlanta the last we heard. I don't know if they're in the air or still listening down there at Hartsfield Airport. Here's a pass to the right side complete to Brooks out to the 38-yard line, where it will bring up third down at about 4. Ron Davis making the cover on the play.
You know, I can't mention enough, when you got a field like this, it really favors the passing game because the defensive line can't get much of a rush, and the receivers know where their cuts are, and the DBs don't. And, you know, the short controlled passing game is very effective in these kind of conditions.
Make it third down 5, Green Bay, from their own 39-yard line. They have that 4-set formation with 2 left and 2 right. In motion from the right to the left side goes Brooks. Favre dropping, throwing, and he's hit as he throws, short of the first down after the reception. Exceptional open field tackle on Mark Ingram by Kevin Ross. Let's see where they spot it. Well, they get a big Green Bay spot about a yard forward, but it should be still short of the first down. That ball was moved way upfield there before they spotted it. Now the officials may bring the sticks in.
Kevin Ross made a very, very good open field tackle there. But again, as I remember last week seemed to go this way. The Falcons have not been the recipient of any favorable calls, and quite frankly, any questionable ones have gone against them.
Well, at Lambeau Field, I guess you'd expect it, but you don't want to expect it. You want a balanced officiated game in the playoffs. They stretch that chain out. It is short of the first down by about the length of the football.
Bring Barry Switzer.
Are not going to go for it. They bring in Craig Hendrick.
Bring Switzer in right now.
You mean the former Dallas coach? He can't go back to Oklahoma now. I understand one of his assistants just took the job at Oklahoma. I heard that last night.
Huh.
Yeah, a young assistant. Just heard brief.
Well, Barry's got all the bootlegging rights, though, in that part of Oklahoma, so he really doesn't need to go back there to coach.
Bootlegger's Son, isn't that the name of his book? He talks about it. It's 4th down and 1, and the Packers decide not to go for it. Now let's watch and see if they go to a long count to see if they can draw the Falcons offside or pull some other kind of shenanigans here. 13:41 in the first half. Packers lead it 14-10. Their punter is Craig Hendrick, who averages 42.2 per punt. His longest of the year is 49 yards. Metcalf back at the 15. Hendrick slow to get it away. It's a line drive. Metcalf, fair catch at the 20. Oh, my. I bet he wishes he could do that over because Metcalf had an opportunity to return it. But nevertheless, a good solid play in keeping the ball in his hands. Falcons have it. 1st and 10 at their 20, trailing 14-10. Back after these messages on the Atlanta Falcons Football Network. Hendrick's punt of 37 yards is fair caught at the 20. Falcons have it 1st and 10. Fred Khalil, what's that steam coming off the field?
Well, see, they've got these heating coils underneath Lambeau Field to kind of warm it up when it's this cold. And Bill Fralic informed me they turned them off before the game, but still it's very warm on the field, and that's causing the mud, and then you get a little steam off the field.
See, you complain about everything. First it's too cold, now it's too warm. Which is it? You can't have it both ways.
Well, I think it's perfect right now.
Well, when you got a field that's all dirt and no grass, you're going to have problems. So I think regardless of those heating coils, you know, there'd be a lot of slipping and sliding. There'd be a frozen field. And either way, you're going to have people falling on their cans. And going back to what I said, the short controlled passing game is very effective in these kind of conditions.
Jeff George is 4 of 7 for 122 yards, 1 touchdown and 1 interception. Craig Hayward has rushed the ball 4 times for 12 yards. That's about it stat-wise. 1st and 10 Atlanta from their own 20, going right-left, trailing 14-10. 13:26 to go in the quarter. Jeff George going to go long. Has a man down there just past the outstretched fingertips of Bert Emanuel, who had beaten rookie Craig Newsome, the #1 draft choice for Green Bay, who plays all alone out on the corner. He knows what Ron Davis feels like. He's the #1 pick from Arizona State.
Falcons got their tight end package in there and just tried a fly pattern with Bert going straight down the field. And Jeff George had very good protection there. But, you know, a foot or two shorter and they would have completed that ball. But, you know, that's not a very high percentage throw.
14-10 Packers. 13:20 to go. First half. 2nd down, 10 Atlanta from the Falcon 20. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Play fake, no. Yeah, the play fake to Ironhead. Now he throws it to tight end Mitch Lyons, loses 3, hit by free safety George Teague. The play fake to Ironhead, the nice defensive play in the secondary by Green Bay. This will bring up 3rd down 12 Atlanta, trailing 14-10.
Green Bay has done a good job of stuffing the run and hitting any of these dink passes or quick screens the Falcons like to run, controlling them by either the linebackers or the strong safety coming up and shadowing the back, coming out of the backfield.
Falcons break out of the huddle. The ball spotted now back at the 19-yard line. 3rd down 12. In a 4-set. Jeff George rolls and looks right. Now waits, comes back to the left side to Burden. Burden is close to the 1st down marker, out to the 31-yard line. Depending on the spot, it'll be a 1st down, and it is. Big play on the 3rd down, and what was it, 3rd and 12 from the 19 with J.J. Burden making the grab.
Reggie White's only playing in, it seems like, 3rd and long situations there. They lined him up over the right guard, Gene Williams. Prior to that, he'd been over Dave Richards, and they did a good job of keeping him stuffed on the line of scrimmage.
Out to the 31-yard line, 1st down 10. Falcons go back to the 4-set with Ironhead right behind Jeff George, who's under the center, Roman Fortin. Jeff George backpedals in the pocket. Now goes long again, has a man deep again. It's Emmanuel, broken up right at the last minute by the rookie Craig Newsome. They're going to work on that rookie. He was single coverage on Emmanuel. Incomplete down at the 28-yard line of Green Bay.
Well, the Falcons are going for all the marbles here on 1st down instead of trying to pick up 5 or 6 yards. And Jeff's getting good protection from the offensive line and just trying to go deep. And, hey, if it works, great, but you dig yourself a hole, and it's tough to convert 3rd down and long on a consistent basis.
Tyrone Brown in the game now, so it's Mathis, Burden, and Brown, along with Metcalf and Hayward for Jeff George on 2nd down 10 from the Falcons 31. In motion from the right to the left comes Eric Metcalf. Jeff George dropping, throws left. It's a naked screen to Metcalf. Gets a good block across the 30, the 35 to the 37-yard line.
It was going to be a run. Sean Jones came in and missed the tackle after Craig made a great cut to avoid him there. And great effort by Craig Hayward to make that 1st down.
From the 42-yard line, Falcons with 3 to the right, 1 to the left. Jeff George looks to the right, throws it across the middle, popped into the air, almost picked off. He threw the ball behind Metcalf, who popped it in the air, and Leroy Butler, who leads the Green Bay Packers in interceptions, nearly had another one, but nearly doesn't count. It brings up 2nd down 10.
Again, just to elaborate more on that last play, one of the advantages and the biggest one the offense has in any game is they know what the play is and the defense doesn't. When you're up there calling audibles and the other team figures out what those numbers mean, whether it's a run or a pass, then you really got you lose the big advantage you have, and it seemed like on that last one that Green Bay knew it was going to be a run.
3 right, 1 left Falcons, 2nd and 10 from the Atlanta 42-yard line. This drive started at the Falcons 20. Jeff George gives it to Ironhead, runs into the stack, breaks loose, and drives his way to the 45. Once again, Hayward runs into no gain at all, breaks loose, spins out there, and drives it out to about the 44 with those spotted. It was a gain of only about 3, but a lot of effort from Craig Hayward.
Yeah, he's doing a great job of making something out of nothing. They got those 2 big root hogs in there. If I'm the Falcons and they got Jurkovic and Brown in there, I'd forget about running between the hash marks. With the field conditions, you can't get outside. That's why you got to use the 5 and 6 yard passes as your running game.
Root hogs, 620 pounds total between Jurkovic and Brown. This is 3rd and 7 Atlanta. Jeff George in the pocket. Throws right across the middle. It is complete for the 1st down to the 43, but there is a penalty marker in the Falcons' backfield. It looked like somebody from Green Bay jumped, but the penalty markers in the Atlanta backfield for holding against Atlanta, nullifying the 1st down play.
I think they may be calling our man Bob Whitfield on this one.
Holding, offense, number 70, 10-yard penalty, repeat the down, 3rd down.
Hayes, your buddy, Bob Whitfield.
I don't think he's anybody in Atlanta's buddy right now.
At the moment.
But it's amazing. I couldn't tell from watching that was the case other than Sean Jones, the guy who was playing against, was running around holding, showing all the fans. So realizing that's the reason he didn't get a sack was because Whitfield was holding him.
Now this makes it 3rd and 17 as the ball is spotted back at the Atlanta 35. A net loss on the play of about 30 yards. Jeff George has 2 left and 2 right. 5-man rush. Jeff George waits and waits. Now goes very deep into double coverage. Emmanuel, it's almost picked off down at the 12. Incomplete. George Teague covering, and the Falcons will come on to punt the ball away. We've said it so many times, a play like that, even if it's picked off down there, serves the same purpose as the punt anyway.
It would have probably been a great punt if they could have planned it that way, as long as the receiver was in position to make the tackle and not get much of a return. Probably end up being better than what they could hope for right now.
Yeah, but if you're Jeff George and you have that interception clause in your contract,
Well, you're not going to be able to talk many quarterbacks into falling for that one.
Straczynski will take the punt snap at his own 20. Falcons trail 14-10. On the 4th down, Straczynski gets it high. Freeman takes it at his 25, has some room to return, breaks it outside to the 35, to the 40. Freeman, only Straczynski there. He breaks the tackle of Straczynski and is going to go all the way.
Travis Hall lost contain on that from the very beginning. 3 Falcons were coming down, kicked right in the middle of the field. They were about 4 or 5 yards away when he caught it. What he do? He just took it out left. Travis Hall did not keep contained there. You cannot let the guy get outside. You got to force him back into the middle of the field. He didn't do that. The guy got ahead of steam and just took it all the way.
Well, the rookie Antonio Freeman gets his first special teams return for a touchdown of his career. The 3rd-round draft choice from Virginia Tech takes it 75 yards. I was about to mention a few minutes ago that with the condition of this field, kick returns could be very big. The Falcons have been shaky in that department the entire game. And now Jackie in. There is a bad snap. And the holder jumps up and grabs it. The holder's Craig Hentrick, the punter. And it'll be just a failed conversion, and the Packers lead it 20-10. That could prove to be big later on. 8:37 to go in the half. Back after these messages on the Atlanta Falcons Football Network. The Green Bay Packers lead 20-10 with 8:37 to go in the half on the 75-yard punt return by Antonio Freeman. Remember last week, the San Francisco 49ers led Atlanta 21-10 before the Falcons came back to get their 28-27 victory, holding the San Francisco 49ers to only 6 second-half points. Here's a squib kick that hits down and rolls out of bounds at about the 13-yard line. So the Falcons will get a nice break on that out-of-bounds kickoff from the Green Bay Packers with 8 minutes and 30 seconds to go.
By rule, the ball is returned 10 yards from the spot of the kick. 1st and 10, 40-yard line.
So the Falcons will have tremendous field position all the way out to the 40-yard line. So Chris Jackie, the kicker, also with a big mistake there. And both kickers are struggling here today, including the punters, and the special teams are going to play and already have played a tremendous role in this ball game. Remember, the first Packer touchdown came because of a kickoff return to the 48 of Atlanta.
Exactly, and then as you notice, they missed the extra point, never even got it off because of a bad snap. Those conditions are going to be a factor the whole day.
8:30 to go in the half. Falcons from their own 40, trailing 20-10. Metcalf in motion from the right slot to the left. Jeff George, short drop, quick toss, complete to Burton at the 46-yard line. 46-yard line. Burton coughed that one up too, but the official said it was after the play was blown dead. Falcons having trouble holding on to the ball here. Jeff George is now 8 of 15 for 145 yards, a touchdown and an interception.
You know, the Falcons all day I've been saying have got to take those 5- and 6-yarders, and that's where their bread and butter is going to be today if they're going to win and make this game. If they're going to win this game, they're going to have to do that all day.
Falcons in a 3-1 right set. 2nd down 4 from the 46-yard line of Atlanta. George throws it quickly to the 48-yard line. If it's caught, it's a first down. It is, and it is. Eric Metcalf inside Green Bay territory at the 48 of the Packers, covered by George Teague.
Those are the things that you got to do. Those 5 and 6 yarders are there. Those big plays aren't going to be there all day. And I don't think they can afford to punt the ball because I think Dan Straczynski got hurt making that tackle on that punt return, and I don't know if he's capable of kicking the football right now.
Fred Khalil, check on that. We'll come to you in a moment. Falcons in a 3-1 left formation this time on 1st and 10 from the 48 of Green Bay, looking at the Green Bay 4-1 defensive alignment. Short drop, pump. Jeff George pulls out of the sack. Now he's going to falls down and fumbles the ball. It's loose down there at the 33-yard line. Who's got it? Robbie Tobeck went out after it. Penalty marker is down, however, at the line of scrimmage. So let's just wait for a moment to see what happened here. Jeff George fumbled it as he rolled right smack dab into the pass rush. That was a 24-yard loss on the play. Falcons ball back at their own 34. Flag down. Officials discussing it right now.
Face mask. Defense number 93. 5-yard penalty.
That's a big play for the Falcons.
Repeat the down. Second down.
Very big.
Gilbert Brown called for the face mask, which nullifies the 24-yard loss on the part of Jeff George. They'll bring the ball out here to the 48. Brown mark it off 5 yards, only a minor face mask call, but what a big one it is. So it brings it right back to where the first down previously was spotted.
Brown was being blocked and was trying to reach over the offensive lineman who was blocking him there. I think it was Tobeck on that play, and was trying to reach in and get the sack and just couldn't quite get there, and ended up grabbing for anything he could. Whitfield was the guy trying to keep him off and got a hold of George's face mask.
It's a spot of the foul, so it'll make it a 1st and 10 from the 48 of Green Bay. In a 2 left, 2 right formation, Jeff George throws quickly to the right. It is caught at the 41-yard line. It is not caught. Incomplete. Bert Emanuel is very upset, and the Falcon coaches are on the field to argue, but the ball is waved incomplete at the 41 of Green Bay. So the Falcons got away with a big one. Jeff George rolled out. Looked like he was lost. Ran into the defensive pass rush, as we pointed out. Lost 24. But thanks to the Gilbert Brown face mask, the Falcons come back and have it now 2nd down 10 from the 48 of Green Bay.
I hate to sound like a broken record, but that play is there all day if you can make that throw, because they can't cover it because the defensive back slips and falls down when they try to make that quick cut.
Falcons in a 3-1 left this time. 2nd down 10 from the 48 of the Packers. In the pocket, Jeff George, it's picked off down at the 33-yard line and then dropped by Leroy Butler. Nobody near that ball but Butler. I don't know where Jeff was throwing it, but it certainly wasn't to an Atlanta receiver. That'll bring up 3rd down and 10.
Dave Richards' right arm really bothered him, seeing him after that last play. Must either got twisted or banged, but I wouldn't be surprised to see him come out of there. But, the Falcons, Jeff George is used to these turf conditions where you can make those cuts and those throws in 30 and 40 yards. In these kind of conditions, you got to take what they'll give you, and that's the short 7-yarders across the middle, or butt hooks.
3rd down 10 from the 48 again. Falcons stalling here, but they have one more chance. Rolling out of the pocket to the right is George. Waiting, now lofting it downfield and far out of bounds. Ineffective play that time. Jeff is really struggling in these weather conditions. 20-10 Packers lead, and that gets the crowd on their feet again. 6:19 to go in the half. Jeff George, 9 of 19 for 151 yards. But remember, he has 60 and 50s, 110 and 116 yards of the 151 came on 2 plays. And Straczynski, by the way, is back in to punt. We thought he was maybe shaken up on the last one. Last time Straczynski punt, Antonio Freeman took it 75 yards for a touchdown. Let's see what happens here. Fair catch signaled at the 14-yard line by Mike Pryor, and that's where the Packers will have it, leading 20-10, 6:11 to go in the period. Timeout on the field. You're listening to the Falcons on radio. If you Packers fair catch that punt, but have 156 return yards. Fred Khalil, you said it looked like Straczynski was injured.
He injured his left knee on that punt return for a touchdown. Every time he comes down, he's in extreme pain. Morton Anderson, just in case, was warming up.
Pretty good punt, nevertheless. Fair catch at the 15-yard line. Packers leading it by 10, 20-10, 6:11 to go in the half. Favre gives to Bennett, runs left side. Bennett gets about 3, out to the 19, and down he goes there, so let's give him 4. Jesse Tuggle makes the stop along with Pierce Holt. Special teams have been the key to this game thus far. The Green Bay Packers, as I quickly reported a moment ago, I don't want you to miss that, have 156 yards in return yardage, only 67 passing. They've rushed for only 49. 2nd down, 5, Green Bay. Split backs. Favre rolls right, throws right. It's complete to Henderson, the fullback, who's out to the 23, short of the first down. That's William Henderson, 3rd-round choice from North Carolina, the rookie.
It's the second big open field tackle Kevin Ross has made out there, and there he just made a good solid tackle, broke down technique, was picture perfect, and made that tackle.
They'll spot it at the 28.5-yard line, right side hash mark for the Packers. Let's call it 3rd and a long one from the Packers' 24-yard line. They send Brooks to the left side, Morgan to the right, double tight ends on the 3rd down short. Favre, possibly an audible, dumps it off to the right side. It's a first down to his tight end, out across the 30 to the 33. Keith Jackson makes one of his rare receptions this year. Only 13 catches coming into this game. The highly paid free agent, and the Green Bay Packers get the first down at their own 33.
90% of the plays the Packers have run so far have either been a play action or a lead draw type. And that play action has worked very well. You're faking a run, and then Brett Favre rolling out and hitting either the fullback or the tight end out in the flat. And there, when you only need 2 yards, that's a great call.
Now Dorsey, Levens, and Bennett in the backfield. Split back, slot left. Favre looks right. Now comes right across the middle. It is complete there for the first down, out to about the 43-yard line to Robert Brooks. At least it'll be close to a first down. Let's give it to him because they're going to spot it at the 44. 1st and 10 Packers. Clock down to just inside 4 minutes and a half. Green Bay leading 20-10.
Packers are used to playing in these conditions, and they're quite content making the 6-7 yard gain and taking it and getting 2nd and 3, where the Falcons are used to having some big plays and being able to throw the ball down the field. And I think that's something Jeff George is having a tough time dealing with right now.
And let's not forget that Brett Favre loves that pump and long throw too. Favre dropping, comes right across the middle, batted down by Jumpy Gathers. 6'7" long arms, and it'll be 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, Brett was just trying to dink one right out there to the fullback, sitting out there waiting to pick up another 5-yarder, but Jumpy did a good job of getting his big arm up there, and he's got probably a wingspan of 80 or so inches.
That's only the 4th incompletion of the day. 12 of 16 is Favre.
Well, when you're only trying to throw the ball 6-7 yards at a clip, I could have a pretty high completion ratio too.
4 wideouts in there for Green Bay now on this 2nd down 10 from the Packers 44-yard line. Favre gives it to Edgar Bennett on the draw, breaks a tackle inside Falcon territory to the 45. That's a first down run by Bennett to the 45 of Atlanta. The Falcons penetrated deeply back there, but Lester Archambault missed a tackle in the backfield, and somebody for Atlanta slow to get up. It's Devin Bush. He's up, looks okay.
Biggest surprise so far to me in this game has been the dominance of the interior offensive line by the Green Bay Packers. That draw has been there pretty much the whole day, and they've just kind of dominated, whether it's been Holt or Gathers or Mo Gardner and Archambault.
First down 10 from the 45 of Atlanta. Favre rifles it over the middle. Incomplete. Wide open for about a 15-yard first down catch. Had he caught it, was Dorsey Levens, the second-year fullback from Georgia Tech. It goes incomplete. 2nd down 10 from the Atlanta 45. Clock down to 2:49 in the half.
When your line is dominating like that, then, that causes the linebackers to really have to get sucked up by that play action, which that play was. And when they do that, that leaves the guy wide open over the middle. And that would have been a big gain if he would have caught the ball and it was right in his chest and he tried to run with it before he had it caught.
Dorsey Levens playing with sore knees. Now the Packers have 3 wideouts in there. They hand it off to Bennett. Big running room right up the middle. Bennett first down, drives to the Atlanta 30-yard line. That was a gain of about 14 yards by Edgar Bennett. Ron Davis has to come and finish him off. Clock ticks down to 2:33 and counting, but time not a factor on this Green Bay drive as both teams have 3 timeouts left in the half.
Yeah, Clay Matthews blitzed outside, and they pulled Galbraith over, and Clay played right into their hands and had a big opening there with Bennett running up into the clear.
This drive started at the 15-yard line of Green Bay, now to the 30 of Atlanta with 2 minutes to go. The 2-minute warning will come right after this play. In the standard split-back pro set formation, play fake, Favre wants to throw. Has a man open, and it is complete at the 23-yard line. A gain of about 7 to Anthony Morgan. Clock down to 1:58, and it'll stop there for the 2-minute warning. Green Bay leading 20-10, and on the drive again. On the second down and about 2.5. Handoff, Bennett runs to the right side. Falcons string it out. Bennett gets close to the first down, and they'll give it to him right at the 20. The tackle made by Ron Davis with an assist to Clay Matthews.
Ron Davis made a good open field tackle there. I don't think it was close enough, though, to keep him from picking up the first down, but could have been very big if he didn't step up there, be real physical, take on that block, and make a good open field tackle.
Second day of wild card playoffs yesterday. The Detroit Lions get clobbered. Buffalo wins against Miami, and Philadelphia beat Detroit. 4 wideouts in there on 1st and 10. Green Bay at the Atlanta 20. Green Bay going left-right. Edgar Bennett, single setback. Favre pumps. Now waits, now rolls out of the pocket, now throws hard to the left side. It is complete on a great grab down there at about the 6-yard line by rookie Antonio Freeman. What a play for Freeman. He's the man who had the 75-yard punt return for the touchdown.
Favre audibled on that play and was looking for a quick one out here to the right that wasn't there. Then he made a real hard toss over to the right side, and Freeman did a good job of getting his feet in. Questionable whether they did come in. Now, looking at the replay here, I don't know if he had it in or not, but get the home field cooking. It doesn't matter if you get them in or not.
First down goal from the 6. In motion out of the backfield is Bennett to the right side. Favre, short drop, pumps into the end zone. Incomplete. In and out of the hands of the intended receiver, Mark Chmura, the tight end, who was really leveled by Devin Bush, and one of the Packers is slow to get up at about the 9-yard line. Minute 4 to go in the half. Green Bay leading 20-10. It'll be second down and goal from the 6. Timeout called by the Green Bay Packers. This broadcast is authorized under broadcast rights granted by the Atlanta Falcons and the National Football League, is solely for the entertainment of our listening audience. Any other use of descriptions and accounts of this game without the express written consent of the Atlanta Falcons is prohibited. The broadcasters for this game are employed by Infinity Broadcasting of Atlanta, who is responsible for the content.
If the Falcons are going to win this football game, they're going to have to keep the Packers out of the end zone there, and they're also going to have to change their offensive philosophy. I don't want to go as far to say that they need to change quarterbacks, but I think this is a perfect kind of game for a Bobby Hebert type quarterback, a guy without a great arm, a guy that's going to nickel and dime you to death, because I think that's all these conditions are going to give you 95% of the time. Then every now and then a big play may materialize. Fortunately for the Falcons, they had a couple of those already that Jeff George capitalized on, but I don't think you're going to make a living trying to do that every time you get the football. It's just going to happen every now and then.
Aaron Taylor, the left guard, the injured player for Green Bay. Fred Khalil, do you have any good view of that down there?
I'm looking at it right now. I've walked over to the end zone. You know, he came into this game injured, and it looks, let me see, I don't know how far out I can go. I can't really see it.
Well, come on out there. Wait till they come get you.
All right, well, I'm walking out to the end zone now.
This is good.
Trying to sneak in that huddle.
That's good.
The trainer's cleaning his shoe off. That's about all I can see.
I think he's had a couple serious injuries here over the. He blew out a patella tendon his rookie year. It's kind of a freak accident, and coming off that, he's had a good year so far, and looks serious from the attention he's being given by his teammates and also the medical staff.
You know, Green Bay doesn't have much of a backup there, and this has been an offensive line that's dominated Atlanta in this first half. Adam Timmerman, who is a 7th-round choice from South Dakota State, is really the only backup guard that they have on their roster. Lindsey Knapp is inactive. And Timmerman is in there right now as they're still looking at Aaron Taylor. Here's the situation in the game. 1:04 remaining until halftime. Atlanta 6, Green Bay going left, right as we view them. Ball at the left side hash mark. Split backs are Levens and Edgar Bennett. Favre wants to throw, has some time. Screens it to Levens at the 10. He's going to be run out of bounds right at the 6. No gain. Good play by Darnell Walker. An excellent pursuit by the entire Falcon defensive unit. 3rd and goal from the 6. 57 seconds left in the half.
Yeah, this is a perfect situation, you think, where they run some kind of play action or roll Brett out to the left or right with his athletic ability.
He won the game last year, remember?
Yeah, exactly.
Right here with a 9-yard scramble on a similar situation at the end, which knocked the Falcons' chances of being in the playoffs out and got Green Bay in.
Yeah, exactly. He's the perfect kind of quarterback to give you a headache in this situation.
3rd down goal from the 6. 2 receivers left, 2 right. Favre looks left, wants to throw quickly, pumps, throws into the end zone. Penalty markers down. Looks like it's going to be on DJ Johnson. Antonio Freeman was the wideout over there. If it is pass interference, and it is, it'll take the ball down inside the 5 and give Green Bay a 1st down. That will be a major call. Holding, defensive holding against Atlanta.
Yeah, I think DJ.
Holding, defense prior to the pass. Will penalize half the distance to the goal line. 1st down.
From the 3. 1st and goal from the 3, Green Bay now. 52 seconds to go.
DJ was out there man on man, and he was trying to make that cut. The receiver was trying to make that cut, Freeman there, and DJ kind of slipped and held on for dear life just for a split second, but just long enough to get the flag thrown.
Ball was thrown out of the left side of the end zone, too. This is 1st down goal from the 3. Double tight ends. Play fake. Favre lobs it into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. A very big score for the Packers to put them way up in the game. 26-10 with 49 seconds remaining in the half. Aided by the defensive holding call, I thought the Falcon defense had a chance to keep them out of the end zone and hold them to a field goal attempt.
There they just ran the play action, and Falcons bid on it. When you got that close, any kind of run can kill you. That's why the play action is so effective. Brett ran it very well, and the guy was wide open.
Chris Jackie in for the point after. Penalty markers down. With 49 seconds to go in the half, the Falcons will have a couple of opportunities, but on this sloppy field, the opportunities for the big play are slim.
Prior to the snap, number 93, 5-yard penalty, 1 try.
Yeah, that's against Gilbert Brown, who's on the point after special team, and they'll move it back here to the 15, so it'll be in effect a 25-yard point after. Packers have already missed one on a bad snap. Craig Hendrick, the punter, holds. This one's down and up, and it's good. Long point after, and it's 27-10. Falcons down 17, 49 seconds remaining in the half. So the Falcons will at least have an opportunity for a potential kick return, maybe a play or 2 or 3. Atlanta does have like the Central Division champions. Green Bay quarterback Brett Favre, the leading vote getter in the Pro Bowl, and a lot of people think he'll be named the most valuable player in the NFL. Jackie's kickoff, a squib kick. It's going to come down at the 25, picked up by Metcalf at the 20. Outside of the 28, slammed to the ground. The ball came loose, but after it was down, the Falcons still have it. Travis Jervey made the play. 44 seconds to go, and you can tell that Green Bay starting to feel their oats here at Lambeau Field, really switching the momentum in this second quarter.
Yeah, it's key for the Falcons right now not to do anything stupid and give them an opportunity to score again. I think the chances of that happening are a lot greater than getting a big play right now. They're down by 17 points. Still plenty of time left in the game to get back in and make a run for this, but you don't want to do something stupid before the half.
Jeff George, 9 of 19 for 151 yards, a touchdown and an interception. Has 2 left and 2 right. Throws it to the right side. It's a screen set up for Emmanuel. Emmanuel nailed at the 34-yard line, and a beautiful open field tackle by rookie cornerback Craig Newsome. You know, this Craig Newsome has been out on the island and has given up a lot of big plays, including last week against Pittsburgh, but he is an aggressive rookie. He's going to be a great one. 27-10 Packers. 20 seconds to go in the half. On the 2nd down and 3, Jeff George completes it to Burden, who gets out of bounds at the 43 with 15 seconds to go in the half. So the Falcons have time for a couple of more plays. This is not the Dome, so the 59-yard field goal attempt is not really an option here on this field.
Yeah, 59 comparable today would be about 40 to 42 yards would be comparable to that 59-yarder a week ago.
Falcons about 28 yards away from the 30-yard line. George has 3 right and 3 left, and 1 left. If he had 3 right and 3 left, it'd be a good chance for a pass completion. Jeff George on the draw to Ironhead. Ironhead gets across the 45 and drives it out to the 48. The clock down to 8-7. Stops at 8. Falcons call timeout. So Atlanta will have time for another play or two, and they have it at the 48-yard line of the Atlanta Falcons. Timeout called, and Jeff George goes over to the sideline to talk to June Jones. Morton Anderson, you know, parading around over there, practicing and loosening up for a field goal opportunity. He'll certainly try one, I'm sure, from about any distance with time left. But the Falcons realistically would have to get the ball down to the 30, inside the 35 for a realistic attempt at a field goal here. And it could be significant, trailing 17, 27-10 with 8 seconds to go in the half.
I think they got to get inside the 30-yard line to have a realistic chance of making anything here. You know, it seems right up till now that it's been somewhat of a half-hearted effort to make something out of these last 45 seconds. I think you either got to go for broke or you don't try anything and sit on the ball, because when you're putzing around now, like if you get down, you know, now you've got to pick up 20-some yards to have a chance of making a field goal, I think, and even more than that, because I don't think Morton's going to make anything under or over 45 yards today. 3
receivers right, 1 to the left side. This is 2nd down 4, 8 seconds in the half. Jeff George rolls out of the pocket to the right. Short hops it down to the 35. It's incomplete with 2 seconds left in the half. Falcons don't have that same snap that the Green Bay Packers have on offense, nor that we saw against the San Francisco 49ers last week.
Well, I don't think you're going to see the kind of big plays that maybe we saw a week ago on average because of the field conditions. But I think the Packers' philosophy has been a little different. You know, they've taken what the field conditions will give them, those short passes, and go with it, where I think the Falcons have tried to go deep too often. It paid off a couple times, but more often than not, it's not going to.
This will be 3rd down and 4 with 2 seconds, and the Packers have their deepest back down inside the 5. Jeff George out of the shotgun is going to be hauled down. Lackluster effort, I have to say it, in this final possession by the Falcons. At least they don't turn it over with an interception, but Atlanta trails by 17 at Lambeau, where the Green Bay Packers have never in their history lost a playoff game. You're listening to the Falcons on radio.
As you mentioned, the 1st down differential, I think that is very indicative of how Green Bay has pretty much consistently controlled the football and moved it here and there, drips and drabs, and had good field position. Other than the first drive, which the Falcons shut them down when they got the ball after the interception around the 20-yard line of the Falcons, the defense hasn't done very much in stopping this offense. They've slowed them down some, but again, Green Bay doesn't turn the ball over very much, and they don't beat themselves.
6 fumbles lost on the year for the Green Bay Packers. Green Bay and Atlanta tied for the NFL lead in fewest turnovers. Only 21 turnovers in 16 games. Here's the kickoff down to Green Bay at the 12-yard line to Travis Jervey. He gets it out across the 25 to the 28, and down he goes there, where Green Bay will have it 1st down 10 from their own 28-yard line. And Brett Favre, the leading vote getter in Pro Bowl balloting, takes his team onto the field. The 2nd-round draft choice of Atlanta in 1991. Remember the tremendous player who started as a rookie, who had a lot of adversity at Southern Miss. He led Southern Miss to an upset victory his senior year after coming back from an auto accident over Alabama. I saw him come back and beat the Green Bay Packers. They were about that good. The Florida State Seminoles in Jacksonville his senior year at Southern Miss. So his talent is no surprise. Handoff Edgar Bennett about 1 yard as the Packers try to run it on that famous Green Bay sweep to the right side. And Bill Fralic, I remember coming here. I did the last broadcast, the last Falcons game in Lambeau Field, which was back in 1981. We were having guest analysts that year, and Paul Hornung, who is one of the few names up here at Lambeau Field, a great Hall of Famer, came up and did the analysis with me. And compared to how you and I arrived, we were picked up, Paul Hornung and I, by a limo. You might think of that when we go to Detroit next time. Favre under pressure, avoids the sack and completes the pass for a first down. Jumpy Gathers was right up in his face on that play. Keith Jackson made the grab, and Green Bay gets the first down. What a play by Brett Favre.
Well, actually, Clay Matthews, they blitzed Clay Matthews, and he came untouched, and Brett is such a good athlete. Pretty cool, calm, and collected back there. He kind of sidestepped Clay long enough, and his arm is strong enough there. He just winged it out there and got it out there to Jackson in the open.
They'll send Brooks wide to the left side. Brooks 6 catches in the first half. And Anthony Morgan, he's the receiver out of Tennessee, to the right side. First down, 10 Packers from their own 42, leading 27-10. Edgar Bennett gets it for no gain, hit right at the line of scrimmage by Chuck Smith. I said Jumpy Gathers on the pass pressure. I thought Jumpy was running rather nimbly and quickly back there, wearing 97. Of course, Clay Matthews is 57, who was running nimbly and quickly for the aged veteran that he is. Clay Matthews concluding his 18th season in the NFL. Will he be back? What do you think?
He may play, but I don't know that he'll play in Atlanta next year.
Second down, 10, Green Bay. 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Looks like the Falcons run and shoot set. Handoff on a draw to Bennett. Gets about 2 yards to the 43 and stopped there. 12:46 to go in the third, and Chuck Smith made the tackle again. Falcons are down by 17. You know, it's easy to say, but a touchdown here to bring the Falcons to within 10 would change the tenor of this game. Because of the ability of the Falcons to score quickly, a touchdown to pull them 27-17 and down 10 would change the way Green Bay. This will be third down 9, Packers. Favre, straight drop, under pressure, incomplete. Excellent pressure coming right up the middle against Favre. I see Chuck Smith and Chris Dolman in the backfield. So the Packers failed to convert on this drive, and the Falcons will get the ball as Craig Hentrick comes in for the punt. Metcalf goes back at his own 15.
Remember, screen passes, which that was one, are very much successful depending on the timing, and the defensive line got in there much too quick for Brett to have time to let it develop, had to throw it, and Jesse Tuggle was right in the middle of things.
Hentrick hits it from his own 34. Metcalf's going to run up and catch it. Got a little time for return from the 20. Cuts to the right and is tripped up right where he started. No return yardage at all. Mark Chimura goes down to make the play on Eric Metcalf. Falcons will have it first and 10 from the Atlanta 20-yard line, trailing in this game 27-10. Back after these messages on the Atlanta Falcons Football Network. The only thing missing from this being a great day for football at Lambeau Field is a Falcons lead. Instead, they trail by 17, 27-10. Great bratwurst up here in the press box. Bill Fralic has knocked the bratwurst market way up. There's going to be a shortage here. So if you're in the bratwurst sales business, you're going to be getting good bucks for it. And, of course, the sellout crowd at Lambeau Field. The weather is really good for football, basically. It's snow flurries, but about 30 degrees, or a little snow wind. 27-10 Packers, Falcons ball. First down 10 from the Atlanta 21. Atlanta going left-right. Handoff, Craig Hayward hit in the backfield. Loss of 3 or 4 on that play. The Packers are smelling blood.
Those big hogs in the middle, again, Gilbert, Brown, and Jurkovic, are tough to run on. You know, you could tell the Falcons were going to run when they've got this backside slot receiver real tight to that backside tackle. He's there for a reason. And he's off the hip. You know they're going to be running to the left because he's going to be cutting off the backside end. And I think the Packers may have picked up on that tendency, but Gilbert Brown just plowed in there, hit him in the backfield.
Second down, 14. Atlanta now back to the Falcons 17. 2 left, 2 right. Jeff George behind Roman Fortin. Blitz. Quick toss out to the right side. Good block for Emmanuel. Out across the 25 to the 30 to the 35. And out of bounds right at the 35 for a first down. Bert Emmanuel chased out by Mike Pryor. I want to take a moment to wish the very best on behalf of the Falcons football team and our broadcast crew to Falcons owner Rankin Smith Sr., who had angioplasty procedure, is back at home, I understand, in Atlanta, resting comfortably. And Mr. Smith, we wish you good health and a happy new year, and we hope that you will recover very quickly. Your football team in its playoff game for the 7th time in its 30-year history here at Lambeau Field. 1st and 10 Atlanta. Now the crowd getting really loud as Jeff George calls an audible. 3 receivers left, 1 to the right side. Jeff George under pressure, throws it anyway. It is incomplete at the 38-yard line. Great pressure on Jeff George from Wayne Simmons, the left outside linebacker.
Yeah, Green Bay was in that 3-3 look with 3 linebackers, and Simmons came in. He blitzed from the left linebacker position, and nobody touched him. There must have been a communication breakdown between Craig Hayward and the right guard, Gene Williams, because they both went after the middle backer and let Simmons come free, and Jeff George did a good job of throwing that ball away.
Green Bay in a 3-man defensive line set here as the Falcons obviously are going to come out throwing the ball trailing by 17. Second down, 10 from the 35. Jeff George in the pocket. Good protection this time. Rifles it complete to Metcalf out of the 45 for a first down to the 48-yard line. And the Falcons keep their drive alive with 10:27 to go in the third quarter.
Falcons just got to keep picking away here. If they're going to win the football game, I don't think they can count on doing it all in one play. They've got plenty of time left. If their defense can hang tough and their offense can get a rhythm going here, which you're beginning to show at least on this drive, they can fight back in and make this a football game.
Just a touchdown to bring them within 10 would change the tenor of the Green Bay Packers offensively, certainly. First down, 10 from the 48, handoff Hayward. Not much happening for Craig Hayward. Hayward is stopped by Matt LaBounty, who plays the run plays at defensive left end. Reggie White's been in on passing situations for Green Bay. Second down, 10:48. Of course, when you're playing the Falcons, isn't every play a passing situation?
Well, you know how much of an advocate I am of the run, regardless of the situation, except 3rd and long. But against this team with those 2 pigs in the front, in the middle there, I'd forget about running up the middle. Those guys are not going to be moved, especially under these conditions.
Second down, 10 from the 48. Falcons have 3 wideouts left, 1 to the right. Atlanta going left to right as we view them. Jeff George rolls left, now comes back in the pocket, now steps up, gets another block, now waits and looks, has time, rifles it long downfield, incomplete, intended for Mathis. Jeff did a good job buying time, but also a great job with 6 defensive backs in there of covering the Falcon wideouts. It'll bring up 3rd and 10.
Well, the offensive line did a good job protecting. Sometimes Jeff drifts into trouble when there isn't any, but then he's recovered on this time and had a lot of time and had an open Terrence Mathis there, just didn't hit him, overthrew him.
This is Jeff George, first playoff appearance in his career. He said, he plays for this kind of opportunities. It has not been a good day for Jeff. Remember, he was knocked out of the ball game last week with a slight concussion and a neck sprain. He's playing with a pad on his left ear in this game. On 3rd down, 10 from the 48. Back pedal, quick toss right at the feet of the intended receiver, Terrence Mathis, and incomplete, and the Falcons will have to give up the football. Trailing 27-10, 9:02 to go in the third quarter, and this Green Bay Packer crowd cheers their defense.
Jeff threw that one a little quick. I thought he had a little more time, because even if Terrence would have caught that, I don't know if he would have been short of the first down, given that time play a little more time to develop, and they may have had something there.
Dan Straczynski in the punt. He'll take the snap at his own 35. Remember, he has a sore plant leg, the left knee, injured on an attempted tackle. This punt comes down at the 21 to Mike Pryor for a fair catch. Not a very long punt, only 31 yards there from Straczynski, who runs off the field looking to be okay. Will be 20-yard line. Pass complete to the 27-yard line to Anthony Morgan, a gain of about 7. What's the attitude over there?
Well, I think the offense right now, the receivers are a little bit bummed out. They feel like they're getting open. They're just not getting the ball. And the defense, on the other hand, is encouraged because at least on that first drive, they were able to shut Green Bay down.
So you give them about, one thumb up, one thumb down?
Right. Kind of one thumb sideways. How's that?
All right. 8:27 to go in the third. 27-10 Packers. Packers with the ball. Second down 2 from their own 28. Going right, left as we view them in their green jerseys.
He's done a much better job in this half of shutting the run down. Going to have to do that because they'll kill the clock on you if you let them run the football with that 17-point lead. I don't think Green Bay is going to get too fancy as long as they're ahead by 17 points.
Third down 3, Packers now from the 28. Good opportunity for the Falcons, who are still in this game. If they can get the ball back and put one more touchdown up. Pulled within 10, you got another story. Quick pass rush on Favre, gets rid of it, screens it out to the right side to Bennett, breaks one tackle then another, but is held short of the first down by about 1.5 yards, and the Packers will punt it away. So the Falcons played the screen to the right side well. Pierce Holt made the stop on Edgar Bennett.
This may be Pierce Holt's last football game as a professional football player. I definitely don't think he'll be back in Atlanta. End of his career may be today if the Falcons don't win. Quite an unsung hero as far as I'm concerned. Epitomized what a football player should be.
On the 4th and 1, Hendrick punts it from his 20. Metcalf has to run forward. He's waving it off, jumps out of the way as he couldn't get to the ball. It was a very short punt, but gets a Green Bay roll to the 25-yard line of Atlanta. So good job of Hendrick getting the ball with very little air distance, but getting a good roll. It's going to be about a 45-yard punt with no return. Falcons have it. 1st and 10 at the Atlanta 26. Back after these messages on the Atlanta Falcons Football Network. On with Fred Khalil, Bill Fralic, Bob Neal back with you at Lambeau Field in this wild card playoff game. The Green Bay Packers with a commanding 17-point lead, 27-10 with 6:46 to go in the third. The Falcons send J.J. Burton wide to the left and Emmanuel to the right side. The slots lined up tight to the line of scrimmage on 1st and 10 from the 26-yard line of the Falcons. Jeff George is going to give it to Ironhead Hayward. No, it's a play fake. But right in Jeff George's face comes a great pass rush from Matt LaBounty. The Green Bay Packers are very well prepared for this Falcons offense here today.
Exactly. The Falcons have not been able to get into a rhythm all day. Had a couple big plays here or there, but in general haven't done much. And, like I said, these field conditions aren't conducive to many deep balls being thrown. And, Falcons have got to figure out a way to get away from this swarming defense, which has been all over the field so far today for the Packers.
3 receivers right, 1 left on 2nd and 10 from the 26. Packers with a 3-man defensive line. Jeff George throws to the left side out to the 30-yard line. Falcon receiver falls down as he catches it. It's Eric Metcalf, a gain on the play of about 5 yards. By the way, did you get the statistics? Dome teams are 0-11 in the last 4 years in playoff games on the road, outdoors.
Yeah, I don't know that a dome team has ever won.
I think not.
A playoff game away from home that wasn't in a dome.
I don't know what that means, but just shows you that Bill and I read all the stuff. 3rd down 5 from the 31. Falcons with 3 receivers right. Jeff George looks right. Pumps, now runs out of the pocket. He's running for his life. Throws on the run. Incomplete, intended for Mathis out at the 40. Jeff George was chased all the way back to his own goal line. The pressure coming primarily from Reggie White and Shannon Clavel.
Well, Jeff George made Reggie White look like the all-pro that he is there. Dave Richards did a good job protecting. Jeff George had plenty of time. Then he kind of started getting itchy feet there, antsy, and came outside right into where Reggie White had had an unimpeded road to him. If he'd have stayed in the pocket like he should have, he would have had more time, wouldn't have been running around like he did.
Brzezinski takes the punt snap at his own 16. Antonio Freeman back at his 28. Pretty good punt. Freeman's going to have to run up on it at his 34. Freeman knocked down at the 30. First man there was Elbert Shelley on his way to the Pro Bowl once again. Finished off by Ron George. They didn't give Antonio Freeman a chance for a punt return there. He had a 75-yard touchdown punt return in the first half. 5:39 to go in the third quarter. Packers 27-10 leaders. Back after these messages on the Atlanta Falcons Football Network. The Dan Straczynski punt. Dan hit it 37-yard. That time there was a loss of 2 on the return thanks to Elbert Shelley and Ron George. Favre rolls right, pumps, now throws on the run, incomplete out at the 36-yard line, intended for Anthony Morgan. Good coverage by Ron Davis.
Ron Davis has played a good football game today. They had that one interference call they called on him that was a very, very questionable call. From my perspective, it was just both going for the football, but other than that, he's played a real good game. And, the Falcon defense is stiffened up here in the second half with Green Bay pretty much playing it close to the vest with that 17-point lead.
5:36 to go in the third quarter. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left side for the Packers. Second down 10. Favre hands it off, and Edgar Bennett gets it to about the 32. Pierce Holt trips him up there. Gain of about 3 yards on the play.
Pierce Holt has been all over the field ever since Aaron Taylor went out, too. The running game has kind of gone away when Timmerman came in there, backup, and I don't think he's been able to do quite the same things that Aaron Taylor was doing in there, whether it was Jumpy Geathers or Mo Gardner or whoever.
On third down and 8 from the 32, 4 wideouts in there as Green Bay goes to their version of the run and shoot. Brett Favre sets behind his center. Quick toss right side, almost picked off as Brad Edwards, one of the extra defensive backs, was closest man to the ball, intended for Mark Ingram. Ingram, the 9th-year receiver out of Michigan State. My goodness, it makes me feel old. I remember when he played in a bowl game I televised just about 9 or 10 years ago.
Well, Mark definitely doesn't want to take any shots out there. He stopped him. We heard that defensive back coming, didn't even make a play for it. He was very cowardice on that particular play.
Hendrick with the punt. Boy, does he nail it. Metcalf goes back to his 16 to take it. Cuts it upfield, can't have any footing, and goes down at the 19. Metcalf can't seem to get anything going on returns here today. That was a 53-yard Craig Hendrick punt. Back after these messages on the Atlanta Falcons Football Network. Could develop into a major controversy if they say it on the air. Bill Fralic and Fred Khalil are calling, I think, here for a change at one of the offensive line positions, wanting in Lincoln Kennedy to turn this game around.
Well, I think the Falcons got to do something different, and a logical choice is to bring in a quarterback. I don't think changing a tackle or a guard is going to shake things up very much.
27-10 Green Bay. First down 10. We're trying to have fun, folks. It is New Year's Eve. Jeff George rifles it complete for a gain of about 5 out to the 25-yard line to J.J. Burton. Doug Evans makes the stop for the Packers. The Packers fans with a 17-point lead are so bored they're doing the wave at Lambeau Field. Curly Lambeau is rolling over wherever he may be, resting in peace, seeing people do this. The first coach of the Green Bay Packers. This will be second down 5, Falcons from the 25. Going right, left as we view them here. The crowd noise now growing out of the shotgun. Jeff George has a man open. It's Emmanuel, first down. Emmanuel breaks a tackle and dives to the 33-yard line. Wayne Simmons makes the stop. Once again, I point out, it may sound like I'm whistling past the graveyard, staying on that theme while we're down 17 points. And that is a touchdown for the Falcons. To pull to within 10 does change the feeling in this ball game.
Well, they've got to score at least 17 points to tie the game. And the way they do that is they just got to get some rhythm going here. Haven't done it all day other than a couple big plays.
Falcons in the 4 set with their wide receivers. First down 10 from the 34. Jeff George, quick toss right side. Emmanuel needs a block, gets one, and gets across the 40 to the 41-yard line. Leroy Butler and Craig Newsome combined on the stop, but the Falcons get about 6.5 on that play with 3:11 remaining in the third quarter. Green Bay has done an excellent job of chewing up the clock. I might add the Falcons doing likewise with their short plays, but like you said, that seems to be about the only thing open here today.
Yeah, the clock is not their ally right now, down 17, but I think you got to score before you start worrying about that, and I try to get the ball in the end zone by picking it away at this defense, chipping away at it instead of going for the long bomb all at once.
3 receivers out to the left side. Jeff George backpedals, quick toss right side to Emmanuel. Emmanuel to the 46-yard line. That's a first down. It was 2nd and 3. Gain of about 5. Ball out to the 45-yard line. Craig Newsome making the play there. And Jeff George has now completed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a row.
Well, when you've got a wide receiver that is being covered man-to-man, and the conditions are the way they are, you can pick up 5 yards almost every play. And now the Falcons seem to have figured that out, at least on this drive, and they're chipping away at it.
First down 10 from the 46 of the Falcons. Jeff George in the shotgun with a 4 wide-out receiver look. Green Bay only rushing 4. People are open. Eric Metcalf made a sliding grab for about 7 or 8 yards to the 46-yard line of the Green Bay Packers.
I really like what they're doing now. Jeff seems to be resolved to the fact that, hey, let's chip away at them and maybe every now and then go a little deeper. But with these field conditions, the DBs cannot react at all. They'll be slipping and sliding. That's why DJ Johnson had that holding call in the end zone down there in the first half, trying to react, and fell down, had to grab on to keep from falling.
This is 2nd down 2 for the Falcons. Metcalf goes in motion from the left slot, then back to the same place again out of the shotgun, Jeff George. Plenty of time. It's complete to Terrence Mathis, who dives forward for the first down on a heady play over there on the left side. Doug Evans made the stop, and they'll spot the ball at about the 43.5 of the Green Bay Packers with 1 minute remaining in the third quarter at Lambeau Field.
I wish they would have taken this approach from the very beginning, but, they did. Now the clock is against them with only 50 seconds left. Third quarter, they're going to have to, eat up some time to take this approach, but I think it's the smart thing to do instead of going for it all on one play.
In the 4 set out of the shotgun. On the 1st and 10 from the 44 of Green Bay, Jeff George throws right side, looking for Craig Hayward. Craig did not catch the ball. It would not have mattered much, though. He was covered very tightly by Wayne Simmons, so it'll be 2nd down and 10 with 35 seconds to go in the third quarter.
Reggie White hasn't been a big factor today. I think the offensive line, even though I think there have been 3 sacks today and a lot of hits on the quarterback, I think all in all they've done a good job of protecting the passer, Jeff George, today. He's had plenty of time to do what he's needed to do.
.35 seconds to go in the quarter. 2nd down, 10 Falcons. From the 44 of Green Bay, out of the shotgun, the blitz is on. Metcalf is hit right at the 40 and thrown down hard there. Gain of about 4. George Teague covering him very closely. Metcalf's had a lot of catches now. They're adding up 7 so far in this game for a total of 107 yards for Eric Metcalf, who, by the way, finished the regular season with 1,983 yards. Just 17 short of that magical 2,000-yard mark in all-purpose yardage.
He hasn't had, other than that touchdown pass, he hasn't had a lot of run after the catch today because of the field conditions. Normally when he catches those ones across the middle, he has the potential to take off, but they've kept him in check and have pretty much stuffed him after the catch other than that touchdown pass.
That's the end of the third quarter. The score, Green Bay 27, Atlanta 10. You're listening to the Falcons on radio. 15 minutes of football left in the Falcons season unless they erase the 17-point deficit, trailing 27-10 here in the wild card playoff game against the Green Bay Packers at Lambeau Field, ready for the 4th and final quarter. Before we start it, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Atlanta Falcons Football Network.
You've got the NFL playoffs on FM as your Atlanta Falcons take on Green Bay, Wisconsin on your first choice for classic rock, WZGC Atlanta Z93.
Crowd getting noisy as you hear. 27-10 Packers for third down 6 Falcons from the 40 out of the shotgun on 36. Jeff George waiting, throws across the middle. Incomplete. There was a hit made, look to me, before the ball got there, but no flag is coming. Lenny McGill covering J.J. Burden. That'll be 4th down and 6.
Falcons, I think, are going to go for it now with 15 minutes left. They've got to pretty much pull out all the stops right now.
No question about it, but it's a tough conversion. 4th down and 6 for Atlanta at the 40 of the Green Bay Packers.
I think you may see either some kind of play action or Jeff George rolling right or left on this to buy time to get out of the pocket.
Falcons have converted 7 of 13 times on 4th downs. Out of the shotgun, Jeff George in the pocket. Has his man wide open. Terrence Mathis 1st down at the 27-yard line. Leroy Butler had given him a big cushion down there, and the Falcons keep this drive alive.
Yeah, Leroy Butler was over there man-to-man on Terrence, and he was definitely not going to get beat deep on that one. He was about 20 yards off the ball, it looked like, and with the route that they ran, he just got kind of mixed up and lost sight of Terrence. And fortunately for the Falcons, that happened.
Falcons have 3 receivers to the right side now. Atlanta going right-left as we view them here for the 4th and final quarter, trailing 27-10. 1st and 10 from the 27. Out of the shotgun, Jeff George. Quick toss complete to Burden. Breaks a tackle. Burden 10. Burden 5. Touchdown. Atlanta. J.J. Burden with a beautiful second effort. Broke a tackle and got only his 2nd touchdown of the year. Remember, J.J. missed most of the middle portion of the season, but J.J. Burden now makes it an 11-point Packers lead with the point after coming up.
J.J. did a good job here of pushing off the defensive back, McGill. Then he made a cut across the middle, and Jeff hit him, and he then ran out of the tackle, and J.J. went bye-bye as those two, a linebacker and a defensive lineman, tried to converge on him, and he made it into the end zone. Great play by Burden.
Morton Anderson for the point after. Ball is down, kick is up and good. And the Falcons have made it a 10-point game. And as I said before, this will change the outlook on the part of Green Bay. They can't just sit on the ball now with 14 minutes to go and the lead cut to 10. It comes down at the 12 and it's bobbled at the 15. Look out, the return out to the 30 by Travis Jervey. Wow. Jervey bobbled it, and sometimes that'll really throw you into a tizzy because the kickoff coverage lanes break down a little bit. Jeff George on that previous drive, by the way, we're talking about Jeff struggling, and he was, but he went to the short pass and went 7 for 9 for 80 yards.
Well, that's the play that's there all day, and you got to take it. I think Green Bay is now going to try and go back to that. They were kind of in a shell there in the 3rd quarter. Now the Falcons have pulled within 10. Going to be a different task for the defense to shut them down now.
Double tight ends, Mark Chmura and Keith Jackson. It's the closest playoff game of the wild card series. The play out to the right side is complete for about 13 yards. Make it nearly 20 as the tackler on the play fell down, Darnell Walker, and the ball was taken all the way out to near midfield, but a penalty marker is down. Edgar Bennett caught the ball on a toss to the left side. They're walking back toward Green Bay. We're going to get a holding call on the play against the Packers. Wow. That one had a long game.
On the offense, number 81, 10 yards. Repeat the down, 1st down.
Illegal block as opposed to holding.
Yeah, Ingram made an illegal block in the back on DJ Johnson. That's why DJ looked like he was kind of retarded out there or whatever when he tried to make that tackle, but he got a push in the back, and the fans don't seem to think when they saw the replay that it was much of a push. But, hey, if you can't make the tackle and the guy's behind you, at least get a Grammy or an Emmy or whatever. Or an Oscar if you're the DB to make it look like you got pushed.
All right, they spot the ball back at the 32-yard line. 1st down, 13:37 to go. Favre in the pocket. Now he has to run out, throws it as he is nailed at the 17-yard line. Jesse Tuggle and Clay Matthews right in his face.
Yeah, the defense hasn't brought those guys as much as they did a week ago. But on this play, they brought right up the middle, crossed both of them up middle, and they both got in there and got pressure on Brett Favre. Right now, the Falcons have got the Packers pretty much out of their rhythm on offense after going in the shell for the third quarter, and it's not something you can turn in and on and off like a light switch.
Slot right formation, 2nd down 9 Green Bay from the 32. Falcons coming again, but they run it right up the middle to Edgar Bennett. He breaks through for a first down run, goes Edgar Bennett. What a job he did. Falcons were coming, and that gave Bennett the opportunity to pop it, and he gets it out to just past the 40-yard line. First down, Green Bay.
Yeah, that quick draw has given the Falcons fits all day. You know, especially Bennett running the ball. He's gained 85 yards today. Majority of it has been on that one play. Kind of slowed down in the third quarter, and I attribute a lot of it to Aaron Taylor being out of there. But on that play, Timmerman did the job and opened up the hole.
Slot right formation, single setback, 27-17, Packers leading, 12:51 to go in the ball game. Falcons rushing 4, Favre waiting, throwing on the run. It is short-hopped, incomplete, out of the 41-yard line, intended for Dorsey Levens, and Favre goes down again. Falcons getting a lot of pressure on Favre. Chuck Smith this time. This is somewhat reminiscent to the Falcon pressure on Steve Young late in the ball game last week.
Yeah, he did a good job there. Chuck Smith kind of just bull rushed his way in there over the rookie offensive tackle Earl Dotson, and did a good job of making Favre throw that ball off balance and not make a very good throw.
2nd down 10 from the 41, double tight ends in there for the Packers. Wide receivers split wide left and right. Favre, play fake, throws, hit instantly on the catch is Shimura, but he's hit by little Darnell Walker, make it Keith Jackson, and Darnell could barely get him down, finally dragged him out of bounds. Gain of 2 on the play.
Chris Dolman got in the face there of Brett Favre trying to make that throw. You know, he came in unimpeded. I guess they didn't think that he was going to get in there. They blocked down, left him unblocked, expecting him to hang on the line of scrimmage looking for a trap or something. He just took off right after Brett made him throw that ball quick.
2 receivers right, 2 receivers left. 3rd down 7 from the 44-yard line. Major defensive opportunity for Atlanta here. Favre drops short, looks left, throws left. It is complete for the first down. DJ Johnson went for the interception, but Morgan caught it. Now there's a discussion on the far side as it looked as though the ball may have been juggled as it went out of bounds over there by Anthony Morgan.
The officials seem to be in a disagreement over that.
Do a force out. First down.
Falcons have definitely not got any calls go their way in the last 2 weeks.
Against Green Bay and against the San Francisco 49ers, and here at Lambeau Field, that was close but no cigar. Green Bay ball, 1st down 10 at the Falcon 47. This is one of those defining drives. If the Falcons can find a way to stop the Packers on this drive, they have plenty of time now, trailing by 10 in this ball game. But every time the big play is needed, the Packers have come up with it via penalty or via big play. Hand off to Edgar Bennett, running it off left guard, about 5 yards to the 43-yard line. Running behind rookie Adam Timmerman because Aaron Taylor went out with a knee injury.
You're only going to stop these guys so often, and the officials said DJ Johnson pushed him out before he had control of the football, or he would have stepped in. They said he had control of the football, but only had 1 foot in bounds. Watching the replay on that last play, DJ Johnson definitely did not push the receiver out of bounds. He just went out of bounds on his own. And again, the Falcons are the recipient of a bad call.
This is 2nd down 5 from the 43. Handoff Bennett. 1st down Bennett to the 35 in Atlanta. Penalty marker, however, at the line of scrimmage against Green Bay. Holding Packers.
Earl Dotson tackled Chuck Smith on that lead draw. Again, they're working that play pretty good. And the middle was controlling the line of scrimmage. Chuck Smith fortunately beat the offensive tackle Dotson, and he tackled him to keep him from making a play.
Well, no wonder it's working if they're cheating.
Well, that was one out of 50.
Offense number 72, 10-yard penalty. Repeat the down, 2nd down.
That calls on Dotson. It is a big play, though, as it moves it back inside Packers territory to the Green Bay 47 now to bring up second down 15. It'll give this Falcon defense a possibility and an opportunity to stop a drive with 11 minutes to go, and the Packers leading 27-17.
I think the score should be Falcons 17, Green Bay 14, referees 13.
Referees lose that way.
Falcons win.
10:47 to go in the game. This is second down 15. Favre gives it to Bennett. Running room to the 50. And he gets to the 46. It was not Bennett. They gave it instead to Dorsey Levens. But Levens gets about 11 yards. 11 for Levens, and it'll be third down and about 9. And once again, can the Falcons defensive unit come up with a stop here on third down? Now they spot the ball forward. We'll call it third down 7, just outside the 45 of Atlanta. This could be a defining play in this game if the Falcons hope to make a comeback, trailing by 10 with 10 minutes to go. Favre dropping, looking left, throwing right across the middle. He has a man wide open. It's Brooks, who gets to the 25-yard line. A gain of about 18 yards on the play to Robert Brooks, and defining play it may have been.
Well, exactly. I think that play defines where these two teams are at. Green Bay is in the 4th or 5th year of a young head coach's building program. The Falcons are in the 2nd year. Green Bay is not going to be satisfied with getting into playoffs and losing in the first round again. They're going to want to go to the Super Bowl. The Falcons have definitely made a big step forward this year getting into playoffs, but this is do or die for the Green Bay, and I don't think the Falcons are quite at the level Green Bay is at this point in time.
First and 10, Packers from the 25 of Atlanta. Favre gives it to Bennett, runs left side, Bennett to the 20, and inside the 20 to about the 18. D.J. Johnson came up to make the stop. Interestingly, on that last play, the pass completion, of course, I don't know what defense was called in the secondary, but Darnell Walker chucked Robert Brooks, the leading receiver for Green Bay, then left him alone in the middle of the field. No one was there to pick up after the chuck. You'd think there would be a matchup on the leading receiver.
Well, it was just a hole in the zone there, and Brett took advantage of it, and Brooks found it, and he hit him right when there was an opening, and that's what you got to do. Timing is key to that.
Second down 4 from the 19-yard line of Atlanta. Handoff, Bennett runs right side. Bennett about a yard this time, short of the first down. Tuggle makes the stop. Now it'll be third down and long 2 or 3. Let's call it third down and 2. They spot it on the right side hash mark at the 18. Every time Green Bay's had to convert a third down here on this important drive, they've done it, but the Packers are only 5 of 9 on third downs on the day. 3rd and 2 at the Falcons' 18-yard line. Double tight ends in there. William Henderson in the backfield. He's the big fullback along with Levens. So 2 fullbacks in there behind Favre. Favre wants to throw, pumps, lofts it into the end zone. Touchdown, Packers! Dorsey Levens. I hesitated because Levens came down out of bounds, but the official says he came down inbounds. Another controversial call, but it is made for the Green Bay Packers, and Dorsey Levens, 2nd year out of Georgia Tech, catches the touchdown pass.
Well, you knew they were going to come with a play action. They did it, and then Brett doubled it up with a pump. Walker had pretty good coverage over here, and again, the referees gave a questionable and close call to the benefit of the Packers. I think it would have definitely been in after looking at the replay here. If he's not knocked out, he catches that ball in the end zone for a touchdown.
Good call, solid touchdown for Green Bay. The point after is good, 34-17. Dorsey Levens just caught his 5th touchdown pass of the year, and 7:45 to go, and the Packers now lead it by 17 once again, and the Falcons give up the long drive to the Packers at a time when they desperately needed a defensive stop. Back after these messages on the Atlanta Falcons Football Network. The Green Bay Packers not only drove the ball 69 yards, it took them 13 plays to do it and consumed 6:11 on the clock to lead 34-17. The kickoff down to Metcalf at the 12, right up the middle of the 25, right side 25-30. Spinning out to the 33-yard line goes Metcalf, and the Falcons have 7:34 left in their season unless they can tack up a quick 17 points. So far, all the wild card playoff games have been blowouts for the home team. 2 of them yesterday, with Buffalo and Philadelphia getting the victories. Today, Green Bay certainly looking as though they are victors here today with 7:34 to go. The Indianapolis Colts, another dome team, by the way, will be headed to San Diego for this afternoon's later game in the last wild card round. We'll be back after these messages on the Atlanta Falcons Football Network. Falcons first and 10 from their own 33-yard line, trailing by 17. Jeff George completes it to Mathis. Mathis breaks one tackle and drives near the first down. Going to be about a yard short out to the 41-yard line. Interestingly, Bill, the Packers were content to just run the ball and run the clock off there in the third quarter. Falcons got the touchdown. Green Bay went back with what had worked for them in the first and second quarters and came back with that long 69-yard drive. So you awaken the giant, you get burned. Jeff George, quick toss again. That's a first down reception to the 47 to Eric Metcalf with 7 minutes and 3 seconds remaining in this game.
Falcons are going to go with a no-huddle offense from here on out, realizing they got a lot of ground to make up, and probably going to mix in these 6 and 7 yarders with a attempt to go for deep every now and then. The only chance they got to get back in the game now.
3 left, 1 receiver right. Jeff George playing almost continually out of the shotgun here, and Jeff George takes a look at the defensive lineman and calls time out. That means the Falcons will have 2 remaining with 6:38 to go in the game, down 34-17. There's a timeout on the field. You're listening to the Falcons on radio. From Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin, the only thing that's been good today has been the weather. It's not been bad at all. Temperature hovering right around 30. Some snow flurries, but other than that, and a messy, wet field, the weather has not been a real factor in this game. Falcons trail 34-17, 6:38 to go. First down, 10 Atlanta from the 47-yard line of the Falcons. Out of the shotgun, Jeff George throws it quickly to the right side. It is complete to Emmanuel, first down and more. Emmanuel goes out of bounds at the 37-yard line. Craig Newsome chases him out. That stops the clock and puts the Falcons at the 37 of the Green Bay Packers, trailing 34-17.
Right now, the Falcons got their work cut out for them because it's not 11 on 11, it's 11 on 12. That play shut the crowd up, but they've definitely into this game now, sniffing the victory is upon them.
Great place to watch a football game, Lambeau Field. There are 300 no-shows here today. I'll tell you who the no-shows are in a moment. Jeff George out of the shotgun has his man almost picked off, looking for Mathis down at the 5, and Doug Evans almost picked it off. I said there's only 300 no-shows here. Place seats 60,790, and the 300 no-shows were the 300 tickets sold to that Falcons charter that was coming up here that was weather-bound in Atlanta and never arrived, we're sorry to say. Hope you're all listening to us and are toasty and warm in Atlanta. Jeff George has thrown for 314 yards, 2 TDs today, 26 of 45, but only 17 points have been scored. Second down, 10. Falcons for the 37. Jeff George has his man. It is complete for the first down at the 23 of Green Bay. Clock to 5:56, and rookie Tyrone Brown made his first reception of the afternoon.
A little after the play, fisticuffs between Fred Strickland and Bob Whitfield there. Reggie White did a good job. First time, to me, he's been a factor today. Beat Dave Richards inside and drilled Jeff George right after he threw the ball.
From the 23 of Green Bay, first and 10, Jeff George. Shovel pass. Ironhead has blockers inside the 20, inside the 15, inside the 10, down to the 7 goes Hayward. Falcons driving for another score here, trailing 34-17, 5:18 remaining, and whoever made the play on Ironhead Hayward for the Green Bay Packers is still down on the field.
I told you one of those DBs was giving him trouble at the beginning of the game, and I said if they ever get an opportunity to square up with Craig and make a tackle, they're going to regret that. And it seems to be George Teague who's knocked down there. And anytime you square up and try to make Craig Hayward, keep him from getting it.
.417, Packers leading, 5:10 to go in the game. Falcons have it first and goal from the 8-yard line of the Green Bay Packers. Behind center, Jeff George now. 3 receivers to his right side. And whistle blows. Dave Richards looks like he jumped there. If so, that'll be a 5-yard Falcons penalty, and it is a dead ball foul.
Ball start prior to the snap. Offense, number 62. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Yeah, that's Dave Richards. So they bring it back here to the 12-yard line. So now first down goal from the actually 13 as they respot it.
The offensive linemen are having a tough time hearing the signals called by Jeff George, and you can see him looking at the ball and looking at the center, seeing what's going to be snapped to get a bearing on it, and it's definitely a disadvantage for them.
Good time to say congratulations to Dave Richards. He's a new daddy, even though he was called for the penalty there. Everybody healthy and happy. Handoff Craig Hayward. Play fake, and the ball is thrown incomplete to Terrence Mathis. I said handoff to Craig Hayward. I have to explain this. I've rarely made an excuse all year, but that time my binoculars fogged up. And I just feel it necessary to tell you that.
Well, I should have gotten you a new set for Christmas, so that wouldn't happen again, but maybe next year.
Well, these are new. They're actually really good binoculars, but they don't have the anti-fog device. 2nd and 13, Falcons. Out of the shotgun now. Jeff George. Running, throwing a middle screen to Hayward. At the 10, at the 5, at the 4 goes Hayward. This will bring up 3rd down and goal from the 4. That was the pass that was picked off in the loss to Arizona or St. Louis. I think Arizona. Late in the ball game when Jeff George tried to throw that pass the same place, which would have won the ball game for the Atlanta Falcons.
Carolina,
thank you. And it was one of them. 3rd down goal from the 4. Jeff George back behind center now, and he's got 2 receivers left and 2 right. They'll go for it, obviously, on this down and the 4th if they don't get it in. Jeff George rolls right into the end zone, rifles it, but it's batted out of the air. 4th down goal from the 4. We've seen this before. Again, against Carolina, they couldn't get it into the end zone. Wayne Simmons knocked it down. But in this game, the Falcons are trailing by 17. 4:09 to go. 4th down. And Morton Anderson comes in for the field goal. I guess the thinking is you're down 17, you got to have it anyway. And that is true. So Morton Anderson will kick it from the 12.5-yard line, so it'll be about a 23. He's 55 out of his last 55 from inside the 30. Usually a chip shot, but the field is sloppy. Here's the snap, ball's down, kick is up, and It's good, and the Falcons trail 34-20. A 22-yard field goal officially for Morton Anderson. Falcons will almost certainly try an onside kick here, trailing by 14 with 4:06 remaining.
Yeah, I can just hear the callers now and after the game complaining about that one. If the game ends up the way it is, why didn't they go for this or that? But, June Jones sensed the offense was sputtering and stalling at that point, realized they're going to need that anyway. You can't fault them, but, hey, they've got 2 touchdowns they've got to score to get this game back to level, and, that's definitely an uphill battle.
So the Falcons will, I'm saying they're going to try the onside kickoff. I would think they would.
I think you got to go for that. I mean, with 4 minutes left to go in the game, you got to score 2 touchdowns. You got to get the ball back right now. You can't afford to give it to them and just even stuff them on 3 downs, because that's going to eat up a couple minutes at the very least. It's assuming you stop them.
4:06 to go in the game. Packers 34, Falcons 20. Green Bay has all their defensive backs, wide receivers, tight ends, those kind of players lined up here expecting an onside kick. And their deep kick returners only back at the 25-yard line. Morton Anderson with the talented foot will probably kick it over to his right since he's a left footer. That's where the Falcons line up strong. It's an onside, takes the bop, it's loose! The ball is loose down there. Who has fallen on it? I don't think it traveled 10 yards anyway. Green Bay has it. But it didn't travel 10, but that's because the Packers got there. It bounced off one of the Packers, and then Marcus Wilson fell on it. So with 4 minutes to go, Green Bay has it at the Falcons 33.
Yeah, the Falcons had an opportunity there. I think Edgar Bennett ended up hitting it first and didn't catch it. He tried to, bobbled it, and then ended up Falcons did not take advantage of the opportunity with that loose ball there. But they had to go for it. Not a play where you're going to get it every time, but you got to take that chance.
And here's a good chance for Green Bay to either run the ball or throw the very conservative passes. They're going to run it. Bennett right side. Bennett gets it inside the 30 to the 29. Clock ticking now down to 3:54 remaining in the season for the Atlanta Falcons, unless a very unusual miracle were to happen here. A timeout on the field.
Falcons got one more after this one.
And Edgar Bennett on that carry has rushed for 100 yards today for the Green Bay Packers. Edgar Bennett on the season rushed for 1,067, caught passes for 648, which is the second most combined passing and rushing yardage in the history of the Green Bay Packers. So Edgar Bennett has had a whale of a year. And while we have time here, there's a timeout on the field, as we said. I want to say on behalf of Bill Fralic and Fred Khalil and our whole crew, we've had a great time with our first season of Falcon radio broadcasts on the Z93 Falcons Football Network. Wherever you may be listening around our network, we hope you've enjoyed the ball game. Falcons have certainly delivered a lot of thrillers, and Bill and I, Fred, have tried to bring you the game. It's with as much objectivity as possible. We've received some criticism of not being supportive of the Falcons at times, but our intent is to bring you the game as directly, objectively as possible and let you be the cheerleaders as opposed to us. Yes, we want the Falcons to win, but we've tried to do an objective job for you this year and hope you've enjoyed that. Falcons have had an exciting season. A lot of people are angry about it. Penalty markers down as there some fisticuffs down there, but nothing of any major nature is breaking out with 3:45 to go.
Persaud just threw a left hook at one of the offensive
Personal
line.
foul, unnecessary roughness defense, number 95. Penalized half the distance, first down.
I must say that he was reminiscent of Mike Tyson the other week against Buster Mathis Jr. But, as I said before, this may be his last game. But, all in all, I think you've got to give credit to the Falcons. They had, if anybody would have told you at the beginning of the year they would end up 9-7 in the playoffs, I think anybody following them or part of the organization would have taken it and run with it, and they did. And they came in here today against a team I think is a little further along than they are in the whole building process, and didn't play as good a football game and didn't have everything go for them that they needed to win it. But they've showed a lot of grit and determination the whole year to hang in there in tough situations, and they did it again today.
A half the distance, spots it at the 14. Favre gives it to Bennett again. Bennett inside the 10 to about the 9.5, and down he goes. Darryl Talley makes the stop. Fred Khalil, any closing comments on this 1995 football season?
Well, really, I think Bill brought up the best point. The Packers are very good, and they're, a little bit farther along than Atlanta is right now. But I've had a blast being down here on the sidelines. People don't hear it off the air, but I'm just the swabby on deck for Captain Bob and Ensign Bill.
I think if the Falcons are going to continue to move forward, I think they got to get Jeff George re-signed, and then he's got to mature the way Brett Favre is, as he's done so up here in the last 2 or 3 years.
Favre very well could be the MVP of the NFL this year. Leading vote getter in the Pro Bowl. Handoff again with 2:57 to go. Jesse Tuggle makes the stop. That was 2nd down 5. It'll be 3rd down at about 3 or 4 for Green Bay here. So if the Falcons stop them on this play, Green Bay would go for the field goal, and the Falcons would have 2:43, 2:45 to go in the ball game. Speaking of the Falcons, Jeff George today, while he has not had one of his better days on the year, is 29 of 50 for 352 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception. The interception was his 2nd pass of the day, and the Falcon defense stood up so tough they did not even allow Green Bay to get a field goal out of that play, so that didn't hurt them very badly. Here's the handoff to Bennett. He does not get the 1st down, and the Green Bay Packers will probably bring in Chris Jackie for a field goal here, unless they just go ahead and run it and figure the Falcons will have a long way to go with 2 minutes to go, down by 14. No sign of the kicker yet. And the Packers are discussing it on the side. We're down to the 2-minute warning now. We'll be back after these messages on the Atlanta Falcons Football Network. Jackie has come onto the field for what would be a 25-yard field goal attempt here, with the Packers up 34-20 with 2 minutes to go in the game. Hendrick will hold it. They'll spot it right at the 15-yard line, right in the dead center of the field. So it is a chip shot, with the exception that the field is muddy and a bit slippery. They're lined up. Here's the snap. Ball is down, and the kick is up, and it's good. And the Packers lead it by 17 again with 1:56 to go. And the Falcons with 1:56 to go in their season.
But I would say the biggest hope for an upset in the playoffs, in my view, over either 49ers or Dallas, would be Green Bay. If Green Bay had the good fortune to be going to play Dallas, I would like Green Bay's chances. Going to play San Francisco, I see the 49ers out there.
Yeah, but anything can happen. And, this is a young team. And, when you got a guy like Brett Favre at the helm, he can make a lot of spectacular things happen for you. I think, the best thing about him is not even his ability, but his heart and his desire and his toughness. Those are things that can win football games for you.
Metcalf from the 4 out across the 10. Slammed down at the 15. Oh, the Packers are feeling it now as Terry Mickens, special team backup wideout, made the play with 1:51 to go. So the Falcons have 85 yards to go here. Jeff George, unless he throws an interception or something, though, could very easily go over 400 yards today, as he has 352 on the afternoon with 1:51 left. However, those are hollow statistics when you're trailing 37-20.
Well, I think Dan Marino went over 400 yards yesterday for Miami, and if you've got a rusher that gains over 100 yards, I don't think that's usually a fluke, and that team usually wins. But passing yardage does not equate to wins in the National Football League.
Out of the shotgun now, Jeff George rolls to the right and throws out to the right, incomplete, intended for Emmanuel. Of course, the Packers in that prevent defense now, they can just lay their ears back and come after George with 3 or 4 players and then drop everybody else back deep in the zones, and that's what they'll do as this game will wind down here. Falcons will head to the airport in a charter back to Atlanta depending on weather, we should be back okay. And I'm not sure what the weather is in Atlanta. It's been pretty foggy here, so I think takeoff is okay in case you're thinking about the Falcons charter back on this New Year's Eve. Jeff George throws to the right side. It, too, is incomplete. Intended for Emmanuel. Short hopped right to Emmanuel. The AFC has one wild card game remaining today. That'll be the Indianapolis Colts playing at San Diego. Is this a year the AFC has a chance in a Super Bowl, Bill Fralic?
Yeah, I would say, compared to recent years, I don't think the 49ers or the Cowboys are as dominant as either one of them has been in the last 5 years.
This is 3rd down and 10 for the Falcons with 1:43 to go. Jeff George runs out of the pocket and completes it for the first down to Terrence Mathis out to the 29-yard line with 1:36, and the Falcons will keep this drive alive.
I still think both of those teams are the cream of the crop, and I would take either one of them or both of them against the field to win the Super Bowl. But today was indicative of home field advantage. June Jones talks about trying to get home field advantage for the playoffs. A playoff team, the home field advantage usually equates to 7 out of 10 victories for them, and I don't think a dome team has won since '86 in an outdoor playoff game.
1:36 to go on first down. Jeff George out of that shotgun. Flushed out of the pocket to the right side. Running and now throwing on the run, and it's picked off out at the 43-yard line by Doug Evans, and that will effectively end any opportunity the Falcons would have to move the ball. And Terrence Mathis just slings his helmet in disgust as he walks off the field. And Jeff George finishes 30 of 54 for 365 yards. And this game is all but over as the Falcons with one timeout down by 17. And they're starting to sing and chant here at Lambeau Field. Just listen to this crowd. It's been since 1967 that the Packers have won anything significant. And of course, that was in Super Bowl II during the Lombardi era. But the people here in Wisconsin are expecting and hoping that these Packers can upset San Francisco next week. That's going to be really the Packers' Super Bowl game. If they do that, then the Packers could have an opportunity to go all the way and win it all.
How about if they win next week and Philadelphia beats Cowboys, come back here for another home game? You think these people would be, this place would be rocking then, and it would probably be about 10 below zero. Anything could happen then. But, I think right now, Ken Harrock and June Jones have already started thinking about next year and the offseason and what they need to do. The Falcons don't have a first-round draft pick now because of making the playoffs. And I think the key is they got to re-sign Jeff George, Bob Whitfield, and then a couple of the young defensive players have got to step up to the next level. Ron Davis, Devin Bush, Anthony Phillips hopefully can come back from that serious leg injury. And they've got a lot of old guys on defense that are going to have to make changes. And
they just dumped a big bucket of Gatorade, or probably something with antifreeze in it, on Mike Holmgren, who's done a whale of a job in his 4th year here.
Yeah, I think the Falcons could be going through this same situation here in a couple years if they make the right moves here and the guys that they're counting on continue to go up to the next level. And I think that person I'm specifically referring to is Jeff George. I think he's gotten better as the year's gone on. And the Falcons, I can assure you, aren't going to let him go. If nothing else, they'll stick the franchise label on him for next year, and he'll be stuck here for at least one more year. But I look for them to get a long-term agreement. And, hey, if he can keep taking his game up to the next level, he's capable of leading this franchise to better things than just a first-round playoff appearance.
Well, the Falcons get the miracle on Christmas Eve but can't repeat it on New Year's Eve, as they're going to lose here to Green Bay by a score of 37-20. Bill Fralic will head down to the Falcons locker room to cap off this season and talk to these Falcon players as they come out to the middle of Lambeau Field here to talk to the Green Bay Packers and wish them well in their quest for further riches in the playoffs of 1995 and now of 1996 when they'll be playing again next week. The final score, Green Bay 37, Atlanta 20. I'll summarize today's game when we come back. You're listening to the Falcons.